Welcome, folks,
Hello.
to the first collaboration between Off the Ruck and Scrumbags, our live call of the Wallabies versus Italy on the 18th of July, 2026, Nations Championship, round three. Fergo, welcome, mate.
Oh, mate, Mitch, let's put some energy into it. This is super exciting. I cannot wait to be able to call this game with you and to be able to bring the people at home, obviously, some coverage on this game. Off the Rock and Scrumbags, as you mentioned, combining for the first time. I'm absolutely stoked. You're kitted out in Wallabies gear. I'm kitted out in Wallabies gear, courtesy of Back Row Rugby. Nick down there at his business in Melbourne does a tremendous job. And yeah, I don't know. It's awesome to wear some old threads. Hopefully, these threads can bring some power to the new threads that you're wearing, that you're sporting, along with the bucket hat.
Yep.
Hopefully, the sun is shining over in Perth, so hopefully the sun shines on all of us, and that bucket hat actually comes to a bit
Oh,
of
it's bucket
sunset
hats, buckets
use.
out, hats out for Laurie Fisher. Last Wallabies test as an assistant coach. So the Wallabies had their bucket hats out on, was it Thursday for their captain's run, or yesterday for their captain's run. So I thought only fair
Yeah.
that I get the bucket hat out as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is pretty sad. I think I might have seen the Lord Laurie Fisher wearing a Scrumbags bucket hat. Is that correct?
That's a nice little bit of AI material, my friend. We didn't decide to actually put that up on the socials, but it's pretty amazing what you can do
Mm.
with AI these days, isn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That is it was good. It was good fun. I mean, it's always funny to see that kind of thing pop up and to be able to see what's going on there. But yeah, I don't know. It is sad to see him go because he is such an iconic player.
Yeah,
I mean, sorry, iconic coach.
coach,
And sorry, I just see a mention there from Hugh Tyndall. Hugh, welcome. It is
welcome, mate.
awesome to have you. Thank you
Yep.
so much for tuning in. We can't wait to be able to chat code with you now. But just finishing my point on Laurie Fisher, great servant of Australian rugby. Really shame to be able to see him move on. But of course, at some point, it's got to happen. So, let's hope the Wallabies send him out with a win.
That's right. All good things must come to an end, and yeah, it would have been great to see him stick around with Les Kiss and through to the World Cup, but I understand he's been speaking about wanting to step away from rugby and join his family a bit more for the last, like, it feels like 5 years. So inevitably it was going to come, and it's happened now, unfortunately. But
Him and Joe Schmidt have been peddling that for a while. So, yeah,
yeah, it's got to come. But if you're
it'll be
tuning in, the
interesting to
Wallabies
see.
have just run out. They're getting ready for their anthems, which should be unreal. If this is the first time you've tuned into some kind of commentary call like this, we're not, for licensing reasons, we're not able to actually put any content from Stan Sports or the broadcast on the live stream. So this is going to be very much like an alternate commentary type situation.
Yeah, no,
Have
exactly. We
have
have
the
to keep
coverage up,
things.
Channel 9 or Stan Sport, and we'll just talk about it.
Yeah, no, exactly. We'll be able to give you guys time codes. So we'll tell you when we kick off. We'll tell you whether there's a scrum. We'll give you exact time codes when there's a break in game, so you know how to keep up with us roughly. Also, what makes this whole entire experience way more fun is if you guys at home are commenting along on YouTube, and then we can read them out. And if you have questions, if you want to hear our takes on something, please do let us know.
Definitely, 100%. So let's get into it. Very keen.
National anthems, let's go.
So we've got the Italian one belting out here. These Italian boys look fired up, which is, I mean, it's what you want to see. You want to see both teams fired up for a game of footy.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, I mean, damn, they're passionate.
Who do you reckon's taking, like, control here with their coach? Not, getting the ban a few days ago, not able to be in the stadium. Who's
I mean,
who's
I just
taking?
saw Parisi in the center of the screen just then, so maybe it's Parisi. I don't know, but from what I heard in the lead up in the Stan Sports coverage, it is that each coach has really been charged with be able to be the person to drive their own part of the game, and that's not too different from every other coach on every other game day. But I do think that obviously without an overreaching coach or an overarching head coach, it just means that those little conversations, those little details must just be absolutely nailed on, and everyone has to be across the exact same message. So I think that's what's going to be difficult on game day for the Italians.
Yeah, it's obviously a bitter result last week against the All Blacks, so they're going to be fired up for this one. While the Wallabies get their anthem going and we got the pre-match ceremony, what's your tip, Fergo, for this game? What are you expecting? score wise, and who were you expecting to look out for?
Well, I mean, I think tactic wise, we've seen what the Wallabies want to do. Ideally, what they want to do is to be able to spread the ball to width and to be able to find weak shoulders in their pod systems, and then to be able to really attack the seams of a defense. And I think that the Australians will find a lot of seams in the Italian defense because it looked a little bit ragtag against the New Zealanders just because they're trying to get so much speed off the line there in defense. So I think that's super exciting. Not to mention also that the Wallabies are going to make sure that their set piece dominance continues. They've absolutely nailed their scrum and line out over the last couple of games. So yeah, I think that just making sure that they keep doing the good things that they've been doing good for this game as well, and then to actually fix the things that weren't going so well. So having Ben Donaldson on in the second half, being able to game drive a little bit better, is going to be able to fight the battles there. Oh, we're just seeing Miles Amatosero on screen there singing the national anthem for the first time. He could get a potential debut off the bench. That's super exciting. But just to wrap up, also the discipline thing that was an issue for the Irish second half. Guys like Miles Amatosero and everyone, they can't be coming on and conceding penalties. And that just also means that they fixed it last week when they only conceded 5 for the entire game. So
Yeah.
the Wallabies, if they can get all their things in a row, all their ducks in a row, they should be set for a pretty decent performance.
So I've got Carlo Tizzano on the screen now, getting very limber as he's
Couple of push-ups, eh?
push ups, a few lunges. You love to see that. Very Michael Hooper. Michael Hooper used to come out and do a few push ups under the posts. How what should we try and link up our stream at some point to make sure that I'm
Yeah.
not calling something that's happening ahead of what you're seeing, Fergo?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think if we can pause just before kickoff and then make sure that we get there. I'm seeing Louis Liner on screen right
Yeah.
now. Oh, Hugh, thank you very much for the shout out on X. I really appreciate that. That's really, really nice of you. Thank you very, very much. So big shout out, Hugh Tyndall, the main man.
Beautiful. Thanks. Love your work, Hugh.
Okay, so I'm seeing the Italians in a huddle right now, but as you said, if you can pause it on kickoff there for me when you get there, because I think you're 1 or 2 seconds, not even a second or two ahead of me, just maybe half a second or so.
Yeah, I'm not. I paused it for a second, so we'll see if that helps you catch up. I've got the slow mo replay currently of the anthem.
Yep.
All right, so Wallabies are about to kick off. How?
Yep. Wallabies are about to kick off for me. I can see Christoph Ridley there on screen. I do have some notes about Christoph Ridley, which I will read out.
I think we're close enough. That'll do.
In just a moment. You let me know when they kick off, Mitch, and then I'll just let you know how I'm going. But I think we're pretty good right now.
Harry Wilson's on screen, looking ready.
Yep.
Ready as ever.
Yep. We're good. I think we're pretty good.
Louis Liner.
Louis Liner, yep, we are synced up. If everyone at home isn't synced up, we've got close-ups of Louis Liner on screen right now, and now we've got the wide shot with Christoph Ridley blowing the whistle, and we're off. The ball is in the air. Italians receiving deep in their 22, with Paolo Garbisi, the number 10, kicking off and exiting early and effectively up towards halfway. Bitch, we are underway here in the live stream, and they're underway in Perth. How exciting is this? Makes it
awesome.
Almost to the 40, actually.
Yeah, that's a good clearance kick for them, and it's put the Wallabies straight under pressure for a line out. So let's hope that Brandon Pangaromosa can hit his targets.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yep, he has. Carlo Tizzano. Oh no, Ryan Lonergan's got that one.
So Lenny Kitao, midfield punch. Now the Wallabies can attack both sides.
We got a penalty already.
Not rolling. Who's that against?
I didn't see the second row, was it?
So that's Lucchese, who plays his club rugby. Oh, I think it was number 2 at least. Lucchese plays his club rugby for Toulon. Declan Meredith for his first touch finder. I probably would have liked him to get a couple of more meters out of that. But I was hoping that was going to make it into the 22.
He got it out. That's the main thing at this point. He's got it to touch. How often have we seen
it was actually
Wallabies
the number
fly
3. Sorry, it was Richie Onu, who plays his rugby for the Saracens in the English Prem, who conceded that penalty. Now the Wallabies step up for their second line out of the game. Josh Cannon, the target of the first. Jeremy Williams at the second. They're going to go for a maul here, and they're hoping to approach the Italian 22, which they do.
Yeah, good rolling maul here. They're making heaps of ground.
They should keep going
5 meters,
here.
6 meters.
Ryan Lonergan, until he gets asked to use it once, they got to keep going. They've still got momentum here. They're going to need to keep on rolling here.
Shifting to the left here.
You're
To
going
the
to
right,
milk another
sorry.
penalty.
Another
I think the
full
number
arm. That's
5 swam
beautiful.
around. Yep, that's right. Number 5, Rutzer from Benetton swam around the side. They now distribute to Debrasini with the old Sexton loop.
Ooh, that's a
Suoli
good
on a
little
crash
half break
ball.
there by Suoli. It's the
Harry
controversial
Potter
man,
with the
Harry Potter,
fresh
with his
cut,
first run.
with his first touch. Maybe he goes over for his first
Looking
touch.
very
No,
much like
he's
Jake
just a little
Gordon.
down short, 2 meters, 2 meters short. Wallabies
We got
deep inside the Italian
we've
22.
got another
It's
another full arm penalty here. So we've got Alan Alatoa's taken a. Oh, is that Al? No,
Yep, that's Big Al.
Yep.
Big Al rumbling forward. The Wallabies keeping it traditionally tight as they have done so under Schmidt. Len Ikitau steps into the role and, as he often does, looks for a distribution there close in the line and close to the defensive line, but unfortunately knocked back. Wallabies reset. Who's that in there? Number 7, Carlo Tizzano. He knows how to find the try line. Harry Wilson, quick distribution to Angus Bell. They're big force back now. I wouldn't be surprised if Christoph Ridley actually looks to blow this penalty if the Wallabies don't make any headway.
Oh, here we go. Jeremy Williams with the half break. Again, they're right on the line. This is the 14th phase that the Wallabies have just been pounding
I
at the
just
line.
feel like
Really,
they could go a little bit wider. Like it's
good defense from
so
Italy. Like they're not
it's
going anywhere, are
brilliant
they?
defense. It just needs to be a
Oh,
little bit wider. Angus Bell is so deadly from this distance. Lenny Tau's deadly from this distance.
here
The
we go. We're
classic
over.
Lenny Tau.
First try. Josh
He's got a little
Canham.
dink out and then a dip. Nice little pop there to Josh Canham for the first try of the game goes to Josh Canham and the Wallabies. 3 minutes and 19 seconds in. I mean, it was pretty hard going, but you know what? They got the chocolates in the end.
And love this one from Brumby's boy on YouTube. He said, "But since when do we have a rolling maul?" That's a good
I
shout
don't know.
there.
That's a new one there. Let me just turn my camera back on.
It'd be nice if we could see you, Fergo. I mean, you've got beautiful dulcet tones, but let's see that beautiful face as well.
Oh, mate, you're too kind. Stop.
All right, 5-0
Let me
now.
just see.
Ryan
All right,
Lonigan
now-
takes the shot from
Nailed.
close to the sideline. Let's see if he can get it. Oh, that is a horrible. That's a horrible attempt.
No.
Jeez, where's Carter Gordon? That's gone nowhere near the line. So we're 5-0 at the moment to the Wallabies after that first entry into the 22. All right, Fergo's just sorting out some tech difficulties while the Italians have kicked back off. Josh Canham takes the restart and has made a nice little few meters, a meter or so from the break there.
Apologies.
He's back. Welcome back, Fergo. Tom Wright with
Thank
the
you very
ball.
much.
Oh, that's
Wallabies
a great
looking to
little
play
off
with some
to Jeremy
enterprise
Williams.
here. Make a break with Jeremy Williams in midfield. This is what it looked like for the first half against the French. Tom Wright putting boot to ball, and luckily it does touch the ground just before heading out into touch. Wallabies playing with a little bit of momentum, but I fear that could have gone a little bit better if they kept ball in hand. But like we mentioned last week, Mitchie, we don't actually want them playing too much in their own half. So I do like this dishing, getting the ball into the Italian half.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about field position. At this point, you want the Wallabies to be playing the right areas of the field. You're not going to score many points from your own 22. So why play rugby down there? If you got the opportunity, kick the ball. And as the Wallabies did there, really nice exit, half little break there from Jeremy Williams, and a good little touch finder from Tom Wright as well. As you said, Fergo would have liked a few extra meters, but we'll take it.
All right, Italians looking to play out of their own half. Pani puts foot to ball and he dribbles it, and it's just inside the Wallabies half up towards their 40-meter line. I don't know. I think Italy, Pani doesn't look too stoked with that, probably wants a little bit more out of that. And Pani, who plays his rugby for Zebre in the URC. So there's a big Zebre contingent here, actually. There's 14 players who ply their trade in Italy, along with Benetton and Zebre, 4 from England, and 5 who ply their rugby in France in the Pro D2 and also the French top 14.
Oh, nice little offload there. Good little meters there by Carlo Tizzano. Tiz is he's on a steamer at the moment.
Oh, Josh Canham, a little bit high there, got under him.
Good little shout out there from Underdog News AU1 saying you're following along, watch on Stan, not 9. Aligns a little bit better. So yeah, apologies. Both of us are watching on Stan. I'm not sure where the Channel 9 coverage is up to, but we're watching stand.
Well,
So
we'll
good
let
shout
you
out there.
know, guys, that we are now at 6 minutes and 44 seconds, 45, 46. The Wallabies have just gotten a penalty, and they're going up by the boot of Jack Debrasini, Jesus, Declan Meredith, I beg your pardon, going to kick into the Italian 22, or definitely try to get there at least. And now we've got a replay of Declan Meredith making that half break on screen. So if you have any doubt about where we are, just message in the chat and we will let you know. We're now at 7 minutes, 11, 12, 13, and 14.
Brumbies battler is impressed so far with Declan Meredith. Looking decent, challenging the line. It's good to see from the few touches he's had so far. Positive.
Yep.
Let's see what else he can do. But the Wallabies are playing in the right area of the field, and that's the main thing so far. Nice little entry into the 22. So we're very close now, 5 meters out. Ryan Lonergan gets it to an incumbent try scorer, which is Josh Canham. Onto Lenikitau, who a bit of stutter step, doesn't really go anywhere. Loses a meter or so.
See how the Wallabies are going a little bit wider here? I actually
Yeah.
do like that they're going a little bit wider, but then they go away from this when they get close. I know they're not getting a whole lot
Oh,
of
yes,
play out
Tommy
of it.
Wright.
Great around the around the back.
Yes.
And Tom Wright with the second for the Wallabies. That was a beautiful bit of sleight of hand from Alan Alatoa, the big man. I thought that he lost it there to begin with, to be fair.
Yeah, it looked
and then
like
he
it,
managed
didn't
to
it?
pull it out the back. The magician and Tom Wright back to his running best. And let's hope that is just a little glimpse of where he's going to be at the rest of the game. That was absolutely phenomenal.
Those hands by Alan Alatoa, that's brilliant. I thought that was going forward for all money, but no, he's got the offload, and we're Tommy Wright over the white line.
More gruel,
Beautiful.
that is the right stuff. That is the right stuff. That is full copyright and TM to you, Mr. Morgrul. That was absolutely awesome. And you're right, Hugh Tyndall, 7 A's, try assist. Absolutely brilliant.
We will take
We
that.
like to see it. I actually didn't recognize Harry Potter with the shaved head because I swear I didn't see him with that haircut.
Doesn't he? Is it just me, or does he looks like Jake Gordon?
I reckon, honestly,
Probably a bit, maybe another foot of growth on him, but he's looking like him.
Ryan Lonergan, he nailed this
that
kick, unlike the first one, and that one looked like it had a bit of an outward curve and a little bit of an inward curve, but it stayed true in the end.
Oh, I love this from Brumbies battler. What leaks more, Alan's ear or Artie's eye? Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, I mean, look, we'll put that to a vote later. We'll have a poll for that. Trilly comments. Trilly, welcome to the chat, Trilly. And you're commenting shepherding. Well, the try's been awarded now. I actually wasn't watching for it too much. I think just because Alatoa distributed so late, perhaps that wasn't the case in this instance. But yeah, Wallabies look now to clear through Ryan Lonergan. He's set up for a box kick, and there it goes. He was inside the 22, so this can go out on the full, which it does, and it does go well beyond the touchline. So no quick throw-in for Italy, which I'm sure that the Wallabies will enjoy because their set piece has been pretty damn good, and I'm not surprised they'll be wanting to compete for this ball when the Italians do eventually get there. Now they run in.
Oh, that's
and it
great.
is a dud throw, and
Noel
cleans up at the back.
Yep.
This is good field position here for the Wallabies. Let's see what they can conjure. I reckon 2-3 phases. If they don't get a line break, I reckon they put it back in the 22. I think that's where they need to be. Maybe the line break here it comes. Through Potter, he slices
the magic
through.
Man. Oh, good. I thought he offloaded that then.
Great setup. Ryan Lonergan right there to distribute. Tom Wright back with the ball.
Little stutter step.
Dancing. Yep. Good clean out there from Declan Meredith. Needed to be done. Out the back. Alan Alatoa again with the magic hands. That's beautiful. Lonergan dishes to Bell. Bell straightens, settling things down for a slower ruck there. No, I don't think the number 8 can come around and do that.
Nope.
Joseph Akuso calls through the tackle. Ryan Lonergan
that's a high shot there.
Needed to go a little bit wider. He may also have lost his boot, unfortunately. So the halfback's going to be playing with 1 foot in, 1 foot out, if you know what I mean. Yes, he throws his boot away. And not going to lie, it looks like a size 6 shoe, but let's not talk about that.
So we're playing under advantage here. The Wallabies, again, have been down in this area of the field. Again, that's a second advantage in the same structure of play. So Wallabies playing with house money at this point. Carlo Tizzano. Yeah, he's got it.
BPA
the local hero.
There.
He's got it.
Here's Western Force.
Oh, it's BPA.
Touches down in front of where the Sea of Blue is naturally sitting. And of course, the Sea of Blue is now a Sea of Gold because it is absolutely beautiful scenes. 3 tries in just 11 minutes and 40 seconds, 44-45, if you're wondering where we are. It was ground and pound. It was Tizano who went close to the line, but then BPA seized the moment and seized the 5-pointer. The meat pie for the man with the luscious dreads. How good is that, Mitch?
Yeah, that's great. This is 3 entries into the 22 coming over 3 tries. Is definitely a lot more clinical than we've seen so far this year. That's a try for all money. No issues there. I actually thought Carlo Tizzano was the one that scored it initially. But Western Force sharing the love, let a local hero score it. No issues with that one.
Also, Ryan Lonergan looking for the easiest kick of the night. I don't want to put the knocker on him like a lot of the commentators do. Okay, I did not, thankfully. Thank you very much for the info there from Underdog News. You lads are 10 seconds behind on Stan Stream, and Channel 9 is a couple minutes ahead. That makes no sense. Like, I just don't understand how these streams, when we're all watching the same thing, are so separate. Like, our internet can't be that great hands in the conditions. I agree.
I'm seeing
rule. And
mine's saying that I'm live.
Why did you have to say something like that?
Mine's saying live, so I don't know what's going on there. But
yeah, mine's saying live too. But why did you have to say? Are we actually going to be able to enjoy a Wallaby game from minute 1 to 80, mate? It's way too early.
Someone had to say
great
it.
Hooker. Yep, let's do this. And Trilly, man, Wallabies are looking sharp. ASF. And you know what? It's hard to disagree with you, Trilly, because they are.
No, they're looking really good so far. They're playing in the right areas of the field. They're being clinical with ball in hand. This is dicey from Italy. I'm starting to get a little bit concerned for them. They've not shown anything so far. So I'll take it as a Wallabies fan. We need a good. Well, this is their first entry into the 22
from the Wallabies here. Now the Italians get their first opportunity entry into the A zone. Let's see what their maul can do. They carry straight away. Not a well-set maul, but nonetheless, they do gain meterage. Just done for being offside there, I'm pretty sure. Italians attacking the Wallabies 22. Driven back in the tackle, there is the captain, Michele Lamaro, and they go for a kick and hope there to the number 5, but it's not to be. So the Italians get the penalty, and I don't think that they will go anywhere else being 19-0 down than to the line-out, especially with the success of that rugged-looking maul that they just had, even though it wasn't very well set up.
Yeah.
Paolo Gabbi, the number 10, he steps up.
Obstructing lifter is the call that I'm seeing on screen.
Obstructing lifter.
Oh, yeah, straight across there from Williams. Yep, no issue with that penalty. Okay, we've got... Oh, again, the line out from Italy has been atrocious so far this game. That is not the way to start
not
a half
great.
a footy.
And the Wallabies look to try to run out of their 22. Max Jorgensen makes it out of the 22, but now they just got to clean up the ball. I don't know if Adogwu, the number 12 for Italian, were fully on their feet there. Mitch, please do remind me that I'm going to give everyone a breakdown of the tendencies of Christoph Ridley the last time the Wallabies had him, which was against the Pumas last year at Allianz once we get a break in play. So just remind me of that. Max Jorgensen goes up for the ball, but like so many times he has in the previous games, has not come down with it. So now the Italians are playing with house money with a knock-on advantage.
That is scrappy.
We're going to get pulled back there in the for the knock-on advantage off the kick. Max Jorgensen looking to regain that kick. So last time Christoph Ridley was the referee for the Wallabies, was, like I mentioned, for Argentina. So lost Pumas versus the Wallabies in Sydney last year when they lost that match. And what he did there, he was very, very strict on the pilfering protocol. So he didn't like to see any hands or elbows or anything not supporting their feet. So that part of the breakdown is going to have to be really, really clean from the likes of Brandon Payne and Mosa, from the likes of Carlo Tizzano, and obviously, of course, the Italian players as well. But I think, that's going to be like the likes for Lamaro and Favoretto and Ruzza, as well as Vincent. But another thing that was really, really interesting from them is that the Argentinians got quite away with a lot of being quite lazy about getting back and not interrupting the running lines of the Wallabies at the time. So it'd be really interesting to see what kind of happens here today if Christoph really follows these kind of lines.
That is a scrappy scrum.
Go to get the ball out of the scrum, and we're going to get a reset, so I can keep drilling on this.
Yeah,
Another
keep
thing
dribbling.
that Christoph Ridley... Yeah, I'll keep riffing on this. So another thing that Christoph Ridley was really, really big on was letting the advantages go. So if there was one or two phases that kind of got carried on by the team who had a knock-on advantage, he definitely let it play and set advantage over. So I'm really keen to see how that goes here. We didn't get such a good example of it before just then, but I think that's because it was quite messy to begin with. So we'll see how that advantage go from knock-ons and things like that goes for the rest of the evening. But they're the tendencies that Christoph Ridley had last time he refereed the Wallabies.
Yeah. Hugh Tyndall, first scrum after 16 minutes. Yes, it is. So, been a good game so far. Not too stop-start, which is what you want to see. Oh, full-on penalty.
Angus Bell was big trouble there. Lucchese absolutely sent him to the ground and bent him inwards at his will. Sorry, it was Riccioni rather. Angus Bell not getting the rubber green on that one. What do you think, Mr. Scrum Man, Mr. Scrumbags? What do you think about that scrum?
I was actually reading the comments. I must admit, I missed a lot of that one, so I'll pay more attention to the next scrum. Apologies
Trilly,
for I think we're a little bit
Trilly,
behind.
I like your piece of advice. If you want to go through that, there, Mitch.
Yeah, Trilly's just saying, get the pub to Underdogs at the pub saying that our stream's a little bit behind. Apologies for that. I don't know if we can speed it up, unfortunately, but we're doing the best that we can with what we've got. So yeah, see if they can pause the stream for you. But the fact that they've got the rugby on at the pub's a win in my books.
Yeah, but also tell them to pause the stream so you can link up with Off the Ruck and Scrumbags. Like, seriously, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Italy with another opportunity inside the Wallabies 22. They're looking to go route one there with the forwards folding around. Wallabies defense fast so far has some sting in it. Carl Tizano and Max Jorgensen, they're forcing them back. Now Jeremy Williams looks to get on ball, but fails to do so. Riccioni with the carry there into Harry Wilson. Go a little bit wider this time. It's scrappy. Paolo Garbisi snaps the ball on the ground, gets absolutely hammered by Valentini. Lucchese with a strong carry, gets his Dax pulled down though. Tizano doing the absolute most. Josh
Cannon was all over that. Thought he had rights to that ball, but no. Referee
Christoph
didn't
really
think so.
looks to see that he wants to continue to see a really, really clean lift motion, and that was not what Cannon was giving at first instance. Italy really haven't moved forward here at all.
No. Yeah, Wallabies line here is looking really strong.
Monty Ioane, the Melbourne Rebel, who then now applies his trade for Italy.
Oh, here we go. Here's trouble.
Harry Potter caught short.
Oh, beautiful defense there.
Michele Lamaro, is he held up there by the magic man?
Oh, that is
Mr.
great bit of defense there.
Has he pulled something?
That is awesome. That's a great bit of defensive effort there by both Tom Wright and Harry Potter there to get under the ball. I thought that was a try for all money.
Well,
going to the TMO
with his touchy. So we're going to
don't tell us in the chat. Chat, don't tell us what happens. We are a little bit behind, so let's go through the process.
I respect you. Brumbies battler Carl Dixon. I don't know either. Yeah, thank you, More Gruel. I think that's a really important thing to note. Harry Potter is on fire, and there were a lot of people throwing a lot of hate. I think he's been the best back so far, and I just want to let everyone know that I called this on Monday morning. So you're welcome.
Yeah, there's one journo Australian Rugby who called for Harry Potter to get the pick this week, and it's the man on the stream with me. It's John Ferguson. So well done there, Fergo.
Thank you very much. Thank you kindly. I am supposed to be having a better mic setup and a better camera setup, but it bunged out halfway through. So hopefully I'll get it back for second half because I can't change it now that we're recording according to Riverside. So apologies to the people watching along, but we will work on this.
That's a try. I reckon that's a try. He gets that down. It
certainly looks like a try. I thought Harry Potter had done the most. On bounce, he definitely gets and collects the ball, but I don't think that initial point is anywhere but the try line, unfortunately, for the Wallabies. But you can't give the Italians too many entries into your 22 because against the All Blacks they did last week, they will score.
Justice for Fergo.
What's up?
Justice for Fergo. Brumbies battler saying.
Please. Yeah, thank you.
So to try, Italy's first points of the test match have come from...
Underdog News, we're going to have a chat later.
Okay.
All right, if you want to start pointing fingers, let's talk about Tom Wright there. No, I'm kidding.
So who would you pick instead there? Oh, it's bringing around. No, hit the post. So 19-5's the score. Let me update that for the people on the stream. Give us some stats, Fergo. You got any stats to show?
Do I have any stats at the moment? Not currently, but I shall.
Wallabies
be
playing
able
well.
to-
That's your stat.
Yeah, no stats currently, but I will be able to give you stats next time you ask me.
Okay. Well, Fergo's going
How
to
about
work on
that?
his stats. Beautiful.
How about that? Kickoff again with Declan Meredith going deep left again, just in the middle of the 22 with Paolo Gabisi. A much better exit this time, but not finding touch. Tom Wright in the backfield looking to put up a high bomb for Harry Potter. That's way too deep. That is a nothing kick, but it gets a bounce. So Harry Potter able to put some pressure on Parney, who absolutely ruins a good kicking exiting opportunity with an absolute kick off the side of the boot. And the Wallabies exactly where they want to be now. The man from Zebre absolutely shonking that kick.
Yeah, Wallabies playing in the right areas of the field so far. So let's see if they can nail
Actually-
this set piece.
That's a good point, Trilly. I'll get to the beers in just a moment. Oh, Juan Ignacio Brex with an absolute perler of a defensive read in the 13 jersey there on Max Jorgensen. And they get the reward with Monty Ioane getting the pilfer. Juan Ignacio Brex, if only Tommaso Minicello was next to him, it would be an absolute class toe-to-toe battle with Lenny Kitao and Joseph Akuso-Suaalii versus Minicello and Ignacio Brex. But unfortunately, Minicello, with the big traveling schedule and, of course, a little bit of a not necessarily an injury, but being rested after a big season. He has a preseason coming up. He is not playing today. So we're going to have to do with the Dogwu, who's usually in the number 12 jersey, who's usually a winger, but he is being played at 12 today. So we'll see how he goes. Great shot there from Dogwu there on Jorgensen, as well as Juan Ignacio Brex.
So Brumbies Battlers ask, can we get a bet on the number of Harry Potter wizard / magic puns we get out of the commentary box? I can guarantee you it's not going to.
Commentary box.
It's definitely not coming from us. Yeah, we've well and truly over those puns, but I think definitely stand commentary box. Morgs and Shawnee are. Oh, there's a bit of a lift in that tackle there. They love the Harry Potter magic.
Maybe I'm gonna go deep into the well, and I'm gonna say some really, really like niche Harry Potter ones. Okay, Harry Potter is Mr. Everywhere because he is slicing and dicing on the right side of the field after set piece and also on the left side of the field. It's absolutely awesome to see how much he wants to be in this performance.
Look, I don't hate it. As a Wallabies fan, it's great to see. But as a Waratahs fan, I just want to ask, where was this all super season? Because he was trash this year for the Tars.
Where were the Waratahs all super season? You can start there. And Harry Wilson gets stripped, not a knock on. So the Wallabies retain possession after swooping on the pill that Harry Wilson got stripped by. Jeremy White, I feel like they're in for a shot here. Angus Bell try to get pulled over the line by Rob Valentini. Who's at the base there? It's Harry Potter. He wants in. He goes for it. He dives, but not to be. He's short. Wallabies inches. They are inches away from their fourth try.
I reckon there's a try there. If you review that. But they'll play on. I think
Alan Alto is so deadly from that distance. Not to be. The Wallabies go a little bit wider. And that's try time. Mr. Max Jorgensen walks over for the easiest test try he will ever score for the Wallabies' fourth try. That is absolutely mint. And they drew the Italians in for so many phases. They kept condensing. So many times, like you mentioned, for the Waratahs, they didn't spread it wide and didn't get it to the likes of Jorgensen in those instances. But on this instance, Declan Meredith, who I think has had a pretty decent game so far, manages to distribute wide after initially the momentum getting stopped there with a good offload from Harry Wilson. Nice left to right pass, which is not Tom Wright's traditionally strongest pass, if I must say, through a couple of forward last week. So, great skill execution. Max Jorgensen won't score an easier try. What do you have to say about that right there?
We're going to the TMO for something here. So
Clean out. And in that time, I'm going to grab a beer because otherwise I think Trilly's going to get off me.
What have we got? We got a knock on in the lead up. Is that what we're looking at? Or we're looking at an illegal clean out? Yep. Oh, you called that the strip.
Yeah. Yeah, but he
Okay.
called strip at, like, I think that's what Christoph Ridley's going through now. Like, I called strip at live. So if it's a strip, it can't be a knock on.
So we're going to be the TMO for this game, and I'm going to award that as a try. Yep.
Nice. If you're
Send it
calling
down.
a strip, it can't be a knock on. It's either a strip forward or it's just a strip.
Unless he regathers after the strip. Like, I'm not sure if that's what they're saying.
Also, cheers to you, Trilly, and cheers to everyone else in the pub, and cheers to you, Mitchie.
Cheers. I have finished my Heineken, so I'll have to get one of those in a little bit. But
What the Heineken longy? All right, what's
Yep.
Ridley saying here, mate? Oh,
No,
no
knock
try. Scrum. Daylight robbery. Absolute daylight robbery.
that's gone forward. That's gone forward. That's fine.
This is what annoys me, and it has. I agree. But once a referee has called something like Max Jorgensen's tackle last week and says that I can see it fine in real time, I don't think the TMO should be able to come back and override it. If they've said at the time, at a specific instance, like that was, he's like, it's a strip, I'm fine with it in real time. You can't go back then and then convince the referee that he's made the wrong call in real time, like about something like that.
But what if it's wrong? Like, I get what you're saying.
But it might be. But sport isn't perfect. Every decision we go through isn't perfect either.
Yeah, but if that's a World Cup final and the referee said that pass is flat or that pass is back, and the TMO comes back and say the All Blacks have scored against Australia in a World Cup final, not that that's ever going to happen, but if he's wrong and he's called it flat and play on, then that's why we have a TMO.
All right. Well, I don't know what more Gruel agrees with, whether it's me or Mitch, but we
I'm
like.
going to say that he agrees with me. Thank you.
Okay. Underdog has just roasted us both for having really expensive beer taste in the sense that we have a long neck Heineken and a Stella. To be honest, I got two Modelo Especials, which are really nice Mexican beers. I don't know if that makes it better or worse, but they weren't cold when I got in here. So you'll see them on screen later.
And I must admit, my Heinekens were special buys from Aldi, so we'll take that.
So in other words, he's saying that it's not a private school thing; it's a poor thing.
I definitely didn't go to a private school, so say what you will about that.
Underdog news is coming for us. That is good chat. Well done, Brumbies Battler. I agree too.
All right, back to the game. The Wallabies again on attacking at 22. I'm really loving this ball work from the Wallabies.
Josh Canham, the absolute pull pass from the gods. He's been so good at that skill. I will be doing a sequence and a breakdown of that after this Nation Championship series at some point. It's absolutely magical. It just gives you so much momentum and time to play with, especially for someone like Declan Meredith who just needs a little bit more help. That pull being crisp is so important. Again, the Wallabies only inches away from the line here. It really is so close. Josh Canham going blind. He gets a double.
Josh Canham over for his second. Well done, Canham. Another former Rebel over for the Wallabies. Great.
He's just getting so good. It's just such a long body. And you'd think for such a tall bloke, it'd be hard for him to get down that low. But he just looks like he can get low and just propel himself forward so powerfully. Oh, man, that's all him. Did you see that pull?
Yeah, that was good. And he's not the only one doing that as well. The Wallabies their forwards are definitely like stepped up in that department.
Brumbies Battler, Canham justifying no LSL. That's a huge call, but I love that you made it.
I mean, Joe Schmidt loves to hear it. That's for sure. It proves him right, doesn't it?
Joe Schmidt has like some devil look in his eye. Did you see that? He's like, we're going to crush this Italian side. And if it's the last thing that I do, which it will be, I need it to be like by a lot.
But we need it so badly, don't we? Oh, we're not going to crush them with Ryan Lonergan spraying it off the tee like that.
Is that... Wait, so he's gotten three... He's gotten two and he's missed two?
2 from 4.
Yeah, okay. So 50%. nail another one, and then we'll be on. Brumbies Battler, is that a typo or I don't really know what that means. Feels weird to say. Do the Wallabies have a forward back?
Forward pack.
Yeah, I'm just cool. Okay, cool.
We have
yeah,
we have a
just wanted to
forward
make sure.
playing fullback. Tom Wright. He's going to be playing hooker next week.
Oh, Lady Kitao, good recovery after Joseph Kuso-Suoli bobbled a ball, which he doesn't usually do off the high balls. Ryan Lonergan looking to exit here. Take him back, so won't be able to actually kick out on the full. Harry Potter better get on his broom here. You like that?
Only a matter of time before one of them came out.
And he does. He claims the kick. This is exactly why he's in the team, because then Ryan Lonergan can do that and go for a 50-22, which is so close to getting. But that is the kind of stuff that matters. And you know what the Wallabies have been really short on lately? It's been territory. That wins you territory. Phenomenal play. Now it's a line dropout. The Wallabies are going to get their possession back with a broken D line off the kick of that Harry Potter take. Like off that Harry Potter take and then the Ryan Lonergan kick. That is exactly why you have Harry Potter in the side, because he does stuff like that with the high balls. Well done. Yes, Brumbies Battler. I have been corrected on that, so all good. No worries. Forward pack. Maybe they do. No, they actually do. The Wallabies do have a forward pack. Josh Canham again in midfield with some slink hands, but he decides to go route one. No roll there from the Italians. A dog got on that. Christoph Ridley looked happy with that. So now we go back for a penalty here against the Italians for not staying on your feet. And offside, actually. A couple of penalties.
Yeah, another 22 entry for the Wallabies. Going to the line out. Do you reckon they play off this or more?
I think it completely depends. Something that I witnessed today in my unfortunately my Gordon side lost. Nice off the bunda. My Gordon side is that if you compete, you definitely if the opposition competes here, you definitely need to maul it, because then you have bodies in the air, and then you're not going to be able to defend as well. Like they just
suck them in.
Then.
Yep.
Yeah. Suck them in now, because you don't have as good setup because you were competing. So the Wallabies should absolutely maul it here. Had they stayed
Beautiful. Hey, the Jai Arrow from
the Jai Arrow
Belly.
from Big Angus Bell. Did he steal that from BPA? Why are we looking at BPA? And why did Angus Bell come up with the ball? What's going on here?
Well, they're giving it to BPA. I think Angus Bell scored that though, didn't he?
Dude, Angus Bell's been robbed. Justice for Belly. I know
because Belly breaks. Oh no, BPA's got it there. Belly comes in now and takes it off him. Yeah, no, that's a try to Belly.
To Belly. This cameraman, seriously, mate, what are you doing? Get your head on straight. Robbing the main man Bell from his try. He even does the Jai Arrow. Can you imagine how embarrassing it would be if he didn't score the try and did the Jai Arrow?
Well, he knows he scored it. He's got it under his arm.
Yeah, I know. All right, Ryan Lonergan. He can go up a percentage point here.
Okay, so we've got Trilly has said, how much do the Wallabies need to win by to redeem our pride? For me, I'd say at least 30 plus points win, regain some respect. So we're 31-5 at the moment, so we need another try to get into that range. But yeah, what are your thoughts there, Fogo?
My thoughts are, I want to read out Underdog's comment because he said, don't need Potter for magic. John called for the future. Yeah, look, I don't even remember your question because I'm stoked with what Underdog just said.
I'll bring it back up. Oh, good. Hold on.
The Wallabies trying to play out of their 22. Nice little tip pass there from Valentini. I'll get to the question in just a moment. Tom Wright playing out from Lenny Kitao. And the Wallabies doing too much right now. They are looking like in a precarious position, and they get punished for their poor and sloppy play and their lack of wanting to exit straight away, with Juan Ignacio Brex putting a lot of pressure on Lenny Kitao there. And that's twice he's come up with clutch plays for the Italians. There is no surprise there, to be honest, from Juan Ignacio Brex, who plies his trade for rugby in France in the French top 14 with Toulon. Wallabies, if you're going to do that, you need to have line and you need to be able to have numbers on your side. That was not the case. It was a man on there for Italy. I will get back to the question in just a moment there for you once we are out of trouble or the Italians score, because like we just discussed before, Mitchie, the Wallabies did not go up, so they're defending the maul now, and they're doing it better than the Italians did when they sent a pod member up.
That maul hasn't moved at all, which is great to see. Very stable defensive maul there from the Wallabies.
Ikitau looking to give as good as he gets on Juan Ignacio Brex there. Great
Bring
tackle.
it back the other way.
Riccioni with a good carry there. Tizzano fighting for every morsel, every bit of impact that he can add there. Riccioni back with a carry. Jeremy Williams chops. Carlo Tizzano in a really poor position there.
That's
not sure he needs to go there.
That was a bad flick there. I can understand why. Oh, yes.
There we go. Who's that? Who gets the pilfer?
Ikitau.
It's Len Ikitau. Like I mentioned, Juan Ignacio Brex is really feisty here. I don't know what he's getting.
Taking on Williams. He's taking on Jeremy Williams. I mean, you got to love the optimism, but come on.
Brex does not like it one bit. I don't know against Tom Wright. Although I'm not surprised, to be fair. Tom Wright does annoy some people at the best of times.
All right, got the replay here. That's a great getting on the ball there by Tommy Wright. Ikitau, sorry.
So sorry to go back to the question: how much do the Wallabies need to win by to redeem our pride? Honestly, if it's a two score win, that's enough. The Wallabies have lost the last two games, and if we have a comprehensive win, then which is like not being able to be chased down and not being able to be within one score of a controversial moment, then I think that it's very much a good win and a pride restoring win. Like you can't want more than that right now. I've
just take the win at this point.
Here we go. Line out time.
Just take the win.
Lenny Town center field. Crash ball from Joseph Kuso-Suaalii. That's really good meterage there from Valentini. Switch to the side. Declan Meredith goes for a little jink in and around the ruck there.
Yeah, Harry Potter almost outran him. Or was it Jorgensen? Nearly got in the way. There could have been an obstruction called, but we'll play on.
Potto's got such a good leg drive, honestly. He might just be one of those players that's a bit of a test match animal that just doesn't like to perform at club. Sia Khaleesi's a bit of a player like that. Tom Wright, drop ball. Paolo Garbisi pounces on it and puts the kick through. The chase is on for his brother, Alessandro, but Lenny Kitau beats him there and manages to dive on the ball. Wallabies now looking for a forward member to be able to set a pod here near the 15 so they can exit. Harry Wilson, the captain, steps up to do the job. Things going to slow down right now for Lonigan to be able to exit this. And it is inside the 22, so he can put it out on the full, which he does. He puts it. Oh, no, he misses touch.
No, he hasn't found touch.
He goes too deep. Monty Ioane with the run back. Bumps off Carlo Tizzano. And the Wallabies are almost back to where they started. Italy, hot on attack. Jeremy Williams has rights to that ball and wins the penalty.
He blew that really quickly.
Good and important steal.
He blew that so quickly then. I thought, like, we've seen other pilfers already in this game. The pilferer get over the ball and just not called. That Cannon one jumps to mind, but he blew that one.
I think it just kind of harkens back to what I mentioned before about Christoph Ridley's bid to really want to be able to see a lift. I think if he sees a genuine lift and a resistance against that lift, he's pretty quick to ping it. Just like if you see some hands or something on the ground. Like, that is just such good form from Jeremy Williams. He wasn't on the ground. He wasn't kind of messing around. He didn't put weight on his forearms. He was very, very clinical there. And he was quick on the lift, actually, with both hands.
Yeah, the Wallabies have been really intense at the breakdown this game. It's definitely a different focus of attack from what we've seen the last 2 weeks of the Nations Championship. Obviously, they're playing Italy, so it's a bit of a different picture there, but it's good to see them go hard at the breakdown.
Wallabies make their first mistake in a long while in the line-out with a missed throw and a non-catch there. So Italy managed to snaffle a line-out. Alessandro Garbisi, the brother of Paolo, the number 10. The number 9 looks for a boxy here, puts it up. Louis Liner, the Aussie, looks for a chase, and he would have got that catch had he not falconed himself.
What are you doing? Just bats it forward.
Oh, Tom Wright, can he get the third? Oh,
Nope.
I thought it was going to bounce over Pani and absolutely punish him. And Pani is having an absolute nightmare off the boot. I don't know what he thinks he is doing, but he is skewing them left and right.
He's been watching too
Yep,
much
Undone
FIFA.
News. What was that? I agree.
Forgot
The
that
Italians are
he's
looking
kicking
pretty off it.
an oval ball, not a round one.
All I've got to say to that is that's what I've got to say to that. All right, let's see if Wallabies can rectify their line-out mistakes, and they do.
Go Tizzo.
Tizano into play with Brandon Pang and Mosa. They're up towards the 22 after a great line-out
That's
set.
good.
Harry
Here we
Wilson on the
go.
short with Jeremy Williams. He's going like a three-quarter. We've got Ryan Lonergan with the tip, and he drops it. Does it go backwards? Does it go forwards? Brandon Pang and Mosa wanting his chocolates as well. He says, come on, bro, give me the try.
How did he lose that? How did Ryan Lonergan lose that?
I feel like that is such a Ryan Lonergan thing to do. He's so good at the detail.
Plays
everywhere,
so
but then
good
like
for
that.
39 minutes and then just bombs a try there. Is it just me,
so
or
what's
is the ref
Christmas?
looking more like Harry Potter than Harry Potter is?
No. Harry Potter is Harry Potter.
Harry Potter's gaslighting me as Jake Gordon tonight.
Oh my god, that interplay, that slow-mo of the BPA card designer interplay is even better in slow-mo. I could watch this over and over and over
that's
again.
good.
Ryan Lonergan, how do you...
Dude.
Look, he slaps himself in the head because he knows it. He knows
Straight away.
it.
Brumby's Ballard's
Is
not a
that
fan
the
of
try
Dixon.
that is going to cost the Wallabies at the end? I don't want to say it.
Dixon needs to take the night off. Not a fan, mate.
And Trilly, I agree with you. Give the Uso the try. The ref is more Malfoy. Yeah,
that's good.
I
That's
see
good
that.
from you. That's good. Yep.
It's got a certain whitish complexion that I agree with you there. How does Lenny Town make meterage after like having to aquaplane on the ground to catch the ball? Colatizano in the corner, perhaps. No, he gets chased down by the Italian number 5 to set the ball back. Brandon Pang and Mosa thirsty for some meat pie. Hungry for some meat pie? You know what I mean.
Thirsty.
Rob Valentini around the corner.
He's going to suck out the gravy.
Rob Valentini, maybe he's going all the way. No, he's pulled out just short. Ryan Lonergan. Oh, what is going on here?
Guys, we're not up by enough that we can just
loose.
bomb tries.
Guys, it's not the Harlem Globetrotters. Just do what you've been doing the whole time.
Got
Lenny
that.
Gitau can't help
That's
himself.
a try. That's got to be a try.
Lenny Gitau cannot help himself.
Let's find a way to let's watch the referees find a way to not award this try. It'll take 6 minutes and then they'll go to halftime. So he's going upstairs. I can't actually hear what he's saying.
Hot potato ? And I totally agree. I don't know what the heck they're doing. Everyone wants to try, but let's just be like really, really process driven about this and just score the damn thing. Just one of us.
This feels, I was going to say before, this feels like a Western Force game for Carlo Tizzano. He's been in about 6 try scoring opportunities in this first half. He's yet to cross the line.
Yeah, but he usually scores those 6 tries for the Western Force. Is that forward? No, that's back.
That's back. That's back. So Canham's got the ball on our replay here. He goes to ground. He places it. We've got Ikitau over the top. Oh, I don't even know if we've got a clear grounding from that shot.
Yeah, this is going to be like the
That's a forward.
angle.
That's a forward. I think that's forward from Canham. That's forward from Canham into Tizzano, who then takes it over to Williams. This is no try.
If he ends up with the ball like afterwards, if it just ends up back in his hands. No, I'm kidding.
Well, if it goes forward, yeah, that's forward from Canham.
That's definitely forward. I reckon that's forward from Canham. Snatches the ball from Meredith.
And then he's back in front. Hugh Tyndall. I forgot how shit the check Timo intervention was after watching Super Rugby with minimal interventions. That's right. Facts. Well, in Super Rugby, we've outsourced the TMO to AI, so that's why we don't see them too often.
All right.
Like we've called this. What are we still watching at this point? It's no try. That's forward.
Look. If they awarded to us, I'd be pretty stoked. NGL.
I want to see the Italian. Can we get a live stream of the Italian coach in his room, in his hotel room? Because he'd be going absolutely off, I reckon, if they award this.
Yeah. Let's get a camera into the Novotel, the Novotel Langley there in Perth.
Okay, they're giving
Sounds like they're going to award the try. No clear
Beautiful.
evidence. Let's
Woohoo!
go.
We'll take that.
Lenny Katau gets his flowers. Well done. But he didn't get to find the camera. You know how he does that little thing? Maybe imagine
We'll do
if
it
he just
for
turned
you.
around and just found it. Just like
So it's a good looking
Lenny
crowd at
Katau.
Perth at HBF. Do we have a figure? Like they didn't fully
I didn't
sell
see
it
an
out.
official sellout sign, which is a bit of a shame, but maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. And the Wallabies go into halftime 38-5, well in the lead. Now the question remains, and I'm sorry to say this for everyone that's watching, is that big enough lead to be able to deal with their second half fades? Or will there be, in fact, a second half fade? That's what we're all going to break down in just a moment.
Yep. We'll wait a moment. So we got Ryan Lonigan having a chat on the stream now with Morgan Turanui.
What's he saying?
No idea. I'm not listening.
Oh, okay.
Ferg, are you good for a minute?
I find it so funny
go
how
to the
Ryan
bathroom,
Lonigan tapes up all these
get the
fingers.
drink.
Mine's looking like a mummy.
All right, take a minute for yourselves, everyone. We'll be back shortly for the second half of the Wallabies Italy.
Yeah, and in that time, Mr. Mitchie, do you have a way for me to be able to change my mic setup and everything? Because it says I can't change it while recording, but that seems like a. Can I leave and then come back?
Theoretically, if I hit stop, I don't know if that like stops the whole thing for everyone.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you should hit stop.
Yeah, we'll lose everyone.
Maybe I'll leave and come back, seeing as you're hosting.
Yep, and I will be back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I won't leave you completely high and dry before Mitch has gone. I know that some of you may be going to the bathroom. So what I will say about this first half is the Wallabies are playing absolutely the rugby that they have been wanting to play the entire time for the other two matches against France and Ireland. So they've been wanting to run it from their own half. But I think they've found a better balance now with the fact that they are kicking the ball and finding good territory. And I think that kick, that contested ball that was put up by Ryan Lonigan from the box kick, which Harry Potter received and caught, that is the kind of difference that the territory makes. So I know that although they won back possession and they retained possession there with that kick, it's actually more about where the eventual kick that Ryan Lonigan puts in after Harry Potter regains his box kick, that is the icing on the cake. It's about putting Pani under the pressure to be able to skew that kick into touch, and then for the Wallabies to be able to get a line out 30, 25 meters out, as opposed to having to attack again from where Harry Potter collects that box kick, which is around the 40-meter line. So they've already made that 15 meters with no extra effort. So although it seems a bit counterintuitive to be able to kick the ball away at times, I think you really see the benefit of kicking, particularly contestable if you can win them back like Harry Potter did in that instance, to then to be able to further your advance down the field with minimal effort. And it doesn't cook your forwards as much. Like if you want to talk about fitness, if you want to talk about what's really, really important during a game and, conserving energy levels and whether you're concerned whether the Wallabies are fit enough, I don't think any side necessarily should be attacking from their own half for 80 minutes plus. Like it's just not very good use of the resources at hand. And you definitely have to carry lighter players, which lose the blunt contacts outside the 5-meter line, for instance, when you carry such fit and light players. So I think that finding this true balance is so, so important. And I think that the likes of a Harry Potter and the likes of Ryan Lonigan really, really make use and highlight the fact of how important it is to be able to nail your territory game, as well as marrying that up with good decisions about when to run and when to kick. The Wallabies found out that it's the wrong time to run when you have a full defensive line set against you, and they're able to go man for man to be able to rush up on you like Pananasio Brex did on Ikitau when they got that penalty against themselves in the 22. So just really want to nail that down, that the Wallabies are playing really, really good rugby. I feel like Declan Meredith has underplayed his hand to the point where he's adding something to the team without being a focal point of the team, which he doesn't need to be. But it's also hugely important now that he continues to step up and ask for the ball and demand the ball in attack to be able to continue to be a positive member of the wider squad. He doesn't need to be absolutely game-changing. He doesn't need to be revolutionary. He just can't be someone who goes missing. And I think that's kind of what happened for parts of his game last weekend against the French. He just needs to make sure that he keeps on turning up in the game plan and being a member that facilitates the really expansive and explosive players outside of him. But I think that he's had a much better half, and I'm really, really stoked for him. I really, really am. Mitch, I'm going to leave, and then I'll come back in just a second. I just didn't want to leave the stream without
Yeah, that's fine.
anyone here.
I'll hold it down, Fergo. Off you go.
Let's get back in and we'll get some questions going and whatnot. I'll be back in just a moment.
Yeah, so we've got a question here from Fergo. Is Josh Cannon now the second most valuable lock after Skelton? I think that's a huge call there, Hugh. I don't know about that. The question I want to know is when do we expect to see Miles Matasero make his debut? Because both Jeremy Williams and Josh Canham have been so good this half. If you're going to make a change, you would expect it maybe 50 minutes. But I mean, do either of those players deserve to come off at this point? I'd say no. Apologies there, Underdog, cracking a tinny in the background with the Blake screen. Apologies there, everyone. Fogo's back. I've tried to update the stream so that we can hopefully get live. We'll see if that helps a little bit in this second half.
I'm back
Welcome
now
back.
on the camera I wanted to be.
He's back where he wants to be, folks. Welcome back, Fogo.
I'm back on my preferred camera. I'm back on my preferred mic. So I'm absolutely stoking about this. Let's go. Because perhaps you can tell also, but this audio quality probably sounds a little bit better to all you at home as well as you, Mitch.
So you're using your off the ruck mic there?
Now I am. Before, I think it was just going through the computer, which obviously does a decent enough job. But now I'm on the off the rack mic.
Cool.
Should we go through the chat a little bit?
Yeah. So we had one up here before from Hugh. I'm assuming that it's a bit tongue in cheek, but is Canham now the second most valuable lock after Skelton? What are your thoughts, Fergo?
I actually don't that to be. And thanks for the question, Hugh.
And send your questions in while we wait for the second half to kick off.
Yeah, please, everyone, comment as many questions, comment as many answers. We'll read them all out. We want to interact with you guys during this break as much as we can. And we're so appreciative of you guys being here. Really, really great. Thank you so much for being here. It's really awesome. We love to watch rugby and we love to be able to discuss it and to be able to share it with you, with all you guys at home there. So I think what I will say about this Canham situation is that, no, I genuinely believe he is the second most important lock behind Skelton at the moment for the reasons that he's displaying. He's rock solid at the line out. He's proving that he can score tries against, top 10 sides in the world close into the line. He has an immaculate skill set and he's a tall bit of timber. And I think that while we don't have Nick Frost in the picture, who hasn't been performing at club level and the form does not warrant him being in here, it is so important that we have someone of this build, of this athletic ability to be able to step into this role and perform. Do you have anything to add on to that, Mitch, before we kind of move on to another one?
Yeah, I kind of shifted the talk just on when we expect to see Miles get on. And as Hugh Tyndall followed up, Miles will get a run. Both Williams and Canham Miles will get a run. Both Williams and Canham are 80-minute players. If they're really carving, then move 1 to 6. That's a call. You could do that. I think Williams would be the one that you'd move to 6, though. Has Canham played there?
Yeah, 100%. Sorry?
Has Canham played 6?
Canham's not played 6, no.
Yeah, neither's Miles. So
no. It's Williams. I think Hugh means Williams would move to 6, which is totally a viable option. But I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Schmidt and Tom Donnelly and the likes of Laurie Fisher asks Josh Canham to absolutely empty the tank, and then they bring on Miles Amatosero instead of him.
So if anyone's actually
Not saying
watching the
that's what's going to
stream,
happen, but I'm assuming.
if anyone's
I beg your
watching the
pardon?
stand coverage right now, I've got my one question is, where is Les Kiss? They just showed the change room. The players are all doing their own thing, but why is Les Kiss not in that change room? This is meant to be the game that he has the changeover. We haven't seen him yet. What is doing there?
Is that a question for me or the wider people?
Either. Anyone. You go first, Fergo, because you can respond and I'll have to type their responses.
Yeah. I just want to say that Roger, that underdog news. I'll make sure that we don't have pee breaks and we just piss in a bottle underneath the table in future streams. So don't
Yep.
worry, we'll be on screen at all times. So I think just to answer that with Les Kiss, my personal take, and I will have an entire episode on this, and I will write an article on Rugby Pass about it, and you can find that in the links in the description of all my videos for my Rugby Pass. But or you can just type in John Fergus Rugby Pass. But I think what I will say about this, just in like a one quick sentence, is that a lot of people are being really, really down and scrutinizing this whole transfer thing really, really harshly. I feel like it hasn't even happened yet, so we don't even know what fruits of this labor we've seen. So I think it's way too early to be throwing shade at any sort of thing. Like, we haven't even had a handover full stop, let alone a good or a bad one. We've just hired and fired coaches willy-nilly. So I actually don't fully agree with the entire antagonism towards the Kiss not being in the box thing. Like, and there's former players asking about it as well, but like, also that he's been part, and so has Scott McLeod and other coaches and Jonathan Fisher have been part of meetings, have been part of selection conversations, all that stuff. It's just they're just not there during the game on game day. And like, Les Kiss knows how to be a coach. Like, he's a coach. So I don't fully agree with this entire criticism of this process so far. But that's where I'll leave that.
Yeah, I still think there's a lot to be said about having a coach in a coaching box to just understand like who the talkers are in a team, who's delivering the messages, who are you delivering the messages to. You don't want to be learning that on the first test match. Like, you want to be able to get that opportunity to do that and work out those little bugs before you get into test match rugby. And you can't do that on a training field. So why not have Les Kiss just sitting in the background? Even if he's not talking to players, he could still be sitting at the back of the box and just observing. He'd learn
Yep.
so much from that.
Mitch, I'm just going to quickly interrupt you there because we have a new commenter who hasn't been able to chat before, hasn't chatted before, in Michael Gardner 7488. And he says, with a very positive tone in his voice, I can imagine, what are you drinking when we find a way to bottle this in the second half? It's the hope that kills me, he says. And Michael, I am a big fond member of the whiskey community, and I would be drinking a single malt Scotch whiskey on the rocks. Maybe I just take that neat if we end up losing this, because I don't know if I'm bothered ice. But let's hope that the Scotch stays away and I can just plow on with a beer or two after this game.
I must admit, I don't expect the Wallabies to lose this one. From what we've seen so far in the first 40 minutes from Italy, the one try they scored was like, it was good. They
Why
built
would
the
you
pressure
say
there.
that?
I'm being realistic here. They haven't looked like crossing the Wallabies try line. They have not been playing in the Wallabies 22. I think they've had 2 entries so far the game. They scored off one of them. Wallabies have played, and I don't have the stats in front of me. Maybe we should look that up. But it feels like they've played 80% of the rugby in Italy's half. Underdog says, "I'm on camera. We will remember that comment." Let's see if it comes to bite us in the butt.
Trilly has just something here to quickly wrap us up before we head to the second half. With the lead that we got now, what do we expect for the second half? Laurie Fisher's on screen, and I'm sure he's giving his thoughts, but I will give mine briefly. I think the Wallabies, the last thing they want to do is go into their shells and stop playing. They should apply the exact same formula, keep playing, but obviously Italy won't want to do the same. So Italy will probably change. They'll probably kick contestable a little bit more because I don't think they've been going to that skill as much as they have. The Wallabies need to diffuse that. And off the back of that, they need to play 1-2 phases wherever they are, I think. And then if they're not well set to do that, just kick it long back and watch Pani skew another couple. Do not get caught into this whole we can score from anywhere business. Wallabies just need to keep being ruthless and putting pressure on the players that are choking. And Pani at the fullback is absolutely doing that at the moment. So what do I expect from the Wallabies? More of the same.
Yep.
What do I expect from the Italians? More of a conservative approach, more box kicking, more contestables, and more line speed in defense to be able to put more pressure on the Wallabies. The Wallabies just need to make sure that they actually pick and choose their times to attack a lot more diligently this half, because we know what's happened in the second half, and we can't have those fades turning into compound errors, turning into points against us. So I think that's what we're going to be seeing there, Trilly, if that answers your question. Brummies Battler replies to Trilly, I'd almost rather us shut Italy out and show we can defend as much as we attack. I totally agree that as a general kind of consensus on the attitude that we should have. Harry Wilson just has them in a circle now, and I think he's pretty much just saying, guys, if we F up this second half, I will end all of you. So I think he's just giving them a big old rev up. Michael Gardner, I was joking. Now you have jinxed it. Okay, Michael Gardner, you know what? You let me know what you're going to be drinking when we win. How about that? I'm jinxing that for us. And then Edward Ellis has joined the chat. G'day, Edward. Welcome. Where has this rugby been? I think that it's been there for 40 minutes. It's been there for 25 minutes against France. But I do think that Italy are a little bit, a fair bit lower down the pecking order than the second and best in this Northern Hemisphere. So I do think that the Wallabies have kind of found a better matchup here. But I do think that this rugby has existed in their formula and in their repertoire to this point. They just haven't been able to nail it just yet. So I think that's the question there. Hugh Tyndall asks, when does McWright come on? I'd personally leave Tizano on as long as possible unless we are at risk of losing. Same with Meredith. Yeah, I mean, what do you think about that, Mitch?
Yeah,
we're off in the second half, by the way,
we're-
with the Wallabies bottling the first kickoff with Josh Canham dropping that one. But sorry, Mitch, to interrupt you.
Yeah, I think if what's been reported this week that McWright is not 100% fit is true, I don't necessarily think it is. I've said that on the pod this week. I would give Tizano 80 minutes if he needs to. He's in form at the moment. So don't if McWright's not 100%, don't risk it. Particularly if the game's not tight.
And Meredith, quickly on Meredith before we get back to the game.
I would give Meredith.
The 22.
Here we go. What a start!
Possibly a shepherd and a knockdown in midfield with Josh Canham. I believe it was going down in a heap. Monty Ioane streaks through, absolutely walks in a try from 20 meters out. But I think this may have a look at it with the TMO because it looked like a Wallabies player was shepherded there initially. Josh Canham was the man who lost the kickoff initially with Lucchese snapping on the ball, diving on the ball, sorry.
I think that's fine. I don't think that's got enough play. I think they're going to award this. Declan Meredith wasn't even making an attempt on the player that, he chose to commit to that. It
depends who plays who. If the Italian player engaged Meredith, then it's going to be pulled back and not awarded. If Meredith engaged the Italian player and completely got his defensive line, which I think is what you're suggesting, then it won't be an issue and the try will stand. Monty Ioane ran a great line just then.
Yeah, that was really good.
Absolutely phenomenal. They're looking at something else here. Maybe they're looking at a croc roll or.
Yeah, that could be a croc roll. You can't pull Tizano down on top of his head.
No.
Oh, it's Meredith, is it? It's Meredith. Yeah. Sorry. I mean, you could penalize that.
Honestly, Meredith just had a poor shape there. If they don't award this because of this, that's soft.
He's not even on the ball.
Yeah, I think that's really poor. Lamaro's just doing the best to be able to get him out of there. It doesn't look good. He lands on his head/neck, but poor shape from Meredith. Honest, I'd be pretty upset if they don't award it because of this.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that standing. That try.
Yeah. Now we're not even going to be looking at what we were discussing before about the Josh Canham.
I think it's fine. Honestly, I think it's fine.
My 2 cents on when McWright comes on, I agree completely with Mitch. With Meredith, I reckon you take him off around the 60-minute mark. just because something's going well, like he's inexperienced, you just can't be dealing with like you don't want to be putting more pressure on him than he needs to be under.
Try. Play on.
Okay, good. I'm
Try.
glad. That's the right decision has been made, if I'm completely honest. And I would say that if we were down 38 now, like that was
Wait, what? What's this? You can't charge?
Harry Potter was about to staunch Christopher Ridley. Did you see that full essay?
Well, is that because they're not allowed to charge? Why has he pulled it back there?
No. Like I think they went too early. Like Paolo hadn't moved yet.
Yeah, okay. Well, actually, under the laws, if you've done that wrong, you can't charge the second attempt.
Upright again. And I'm going to go to
Italy's been
red
dudded there
in the background. I'm going to go to red in the background because we're in the danger zone.
Italy's been dudded there. I think they if you've charged illegally, then in the law book you're not allowed to charge the second time.
Did they charge the second time?
Yep.
Okay.
And he missed it.
Well, there you go.
So,
referee Mitch with the laws there. Adogwo now carrying after a scrappy pickup from the kickoff receipt. Italy look to attack from their own half. Montejuani, the try scorer, carrying with verve there, with a put down by Carlo Tizzano yet again. Carlo Tizzano is getting through some major efforts. I'll have some stats for you when we go to the break in just a moment if we get a scrum or a line out. Alessandro Garbisi, the brother of Paolo, looks to box kick. That is a terrible looking box kick.
That has gone backwards. Cannon, man on the spot, Johnny on the spot, he'll take that.
Alan Altoa distributes to BPA. Harry Potter, the man in midfield, dishes to Angus Bell. Angus Bell settles with a straight carry, breaks one tackle, gets brought down by Vincent. Lonergan dishes to Valentini out the back to Meredith. Right, Suoli'i now settling things down with a classic little stutter step. That looks like a little bit of slow play there. I'm not sure what that Italian player is on about. Lamaro looks to be in some discomfort.
Yeah,
maybe he copped a knee to the head.
Yeah. I'm loving the ball movement from the Wallabies, but it feels a little bit too frantic at the moment. Like, I understand that they're trying to play the ball quickly, but they're actually putting themselves into positions where they don't have options. So I wouldn't. I think they just need to slow it down just a tad. Just a tad. Maybe half a second. Oh!
Fabretto, the number 6, absolutely flew out of the line there.
No way.
The skills under the pressure. That was absolutely brilliant.
No way. No way is that a scrum to the Italians. Ryan Lonergan offloads backwards and it hits the referee. How is that the Italians' ball?
Maybe there's more than meets the naked eye here initially.
Where's that gone forward?
I think he's arguing that it went forward into the Italian hand and then back into the hand of Ryan Lonergan there.
Disagree with that.
Okay, do you want to go through some messages in the chat, please, Mr. Mitch?
All right, what have we got here, folks? On a side note, how good is it to see Digby Ioane in the crowd surrounded by good peeps after his recent troubles? Awesome to see the the rugby community getting behind him, including a little bit of the negative stuff. Yeah, that is great to see. Yeah, he's found himself in some real big potholes of recent Digby Ioane. So yeah, good to see that he's out there. And
good to see him. He was also at the Wallabies game last week against France, along with James O'Connor and Quade Cooper. So that was really good to see. Brumby's Butler says Tizzano is ripping. Who comes
Monty
off
Ioane's uncle. So
sorry,
he's Monty Ioane's uncle.
Yep.
So
full
he's
relation.
obviously there supporting his family.
Supporting both camps.
Great to see.
Tizzano's ripping. Who comes off to make room for McWright? Honestly, like I said before, and the Wallabies scrum gets free kicked. Adogwo with a carry. Looping around is Alessandro Garbisi out to Pani, who gets absolutely laid out by Len Ikitau. Josh Cannon with a big hit on Mohamed Hassa there, who plies his trade for Sebre. He has 11 caps. He's not a well-known Italian player, but nonetheless, here's a well-known Italian player, Juan Ignacio Brex, one-on-one with Ikitau. It's a good battle in itself. Italians now making headway. Paolo Garbisi almost to the 40. Louis Liner out the back to Adogwo. but Suoli catches him close to halfway. Behind the advantage line, the Italians go.
That's a dominant carry or hit there by Rob Valentini. Drives him back at least half a meter.
Yep. Caught around the bootlaces by Alan Altoa, who's working very, very hard. I wouldn't be surprised to see the front row replaced at the 50-minute mark, to be honest, with the more mobile forwards that we have on the bench with Nongor.
That was
But,
such
we'll
a
see how that
strange
goes.
option there. That kick
Good
from
take
Italy.
from Declan Meredith.
Go, Jorgo.
Max Jorgensen with a bit of space runs right around Louis Liner.
Oh, just offload it.
Oh, I'm not
Meredith
sure that
on
was
his-
the option done.
Meredith on his shoulder. He just needs to offload that one. I don't want to say this, but it. And they've got the knock on as well.
Meredith, rookie error, schoolboy error 101. You can't
I don't-
dive on a ball.
I don't want to
emerging
say
from
this,
a
but it
ruck.
feels
I'm
like the
surprised they get
momentum
penalty.
has shifted so far from the second half that Italy feels like they're in the hot seat at the moment. Wallabies need to arrest some of that momentum back.
Yeah,
Three mistakes.
I mean, I tell
Three
you
mistakes
what,
in
that
the
was a
opening 5
strange
minutes.
option for them to kick and to be able to give Max Jorgensen that 15-meter channel by himself. He absolutely cruised around Louis Liner.
Yep.
I'm not really sure why Max Jorgensen didn't put the ball ahead for himself there. I think he backs himself there in a running race most days. To do a little chip kick there, it was.
I'm
really,
wondering if
really
the
bizarre.
angle. I think it might be the angle that we're watching from because the reverse angle then made it look like Meredith was in front of him, if not equal with him. So he couldn't have offloaded to him because it would have been forward. So I wonder if that might have been the reason there.
Substitution here for Italy with the I think it's
Number 7.
the loose head prop. Yes, so Fischetti, the man who plays for the Northampton Saints, is on in the number 17 jersey, and the captain Michael Lamoureux looks like he's off for a HIA with number 20, I believe, coming on, which is the man Ortombina who plays for Zebre in the side of the scrub on this side in the 20 jersey.
All right. Well, let's hook into this
I beg your
Wallaby
pardon.
scrum.
It's actually
This
it's Ortombina. Sorry.
Let's see if the Wallabies can make amends for their mistake. Big scrum from Al and Bell expected.
More gruel says not again. I'm sorry I missed that comment. They're flying in now, Mitch. We got to stay on top of these. I love this.
Yeah, they're coming in. They're coming in. Keep an eye on it. Oh, we've got a full arm now. Oh, he's dropping the
Angus
bind.
Bell. Maybe it's
Belly.
time to bring the old bull on. He's getting absolutely done there.
Getting
by
rinsed at the
tight
scrum.
head
Yeah.
prop, Riccioni, who plays his trade for the Saracens in the English Prem there. Is shepherd a rugby term? Rugby is hard. Both sides didn't have intent.
Yeah, shepherd is a
okay,
rugby term. I'm pretty sure it's even in the law book. So
It's a farming term as well.
it's also a Kiwi term. Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair from that angle.
Yeah.
Can-
Okay, we've
just
got
lost
sign
his
off from the
bind.
scrum guru himself, Mitch. So that's all good.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah, John
All right,
Alusia
line
gives
out
me a
time.
call twice a week.
Josh Canham, Jeremy Williams, Harry Wilson want to make sure they disrupt some of this. They need to get someone up. Oh, Jeremy Williams, so close to be
that
able to
was
get a hand
very
to that.
flat.
That ball was flat from Ignacio Brex to Odogwu. Inside ball there coming. Great read there from Joseph Akuso Suoli.
we've lost it.
That down.
They've lost it.
Carlo
Well done.
Tizzano's won that, and
Yeah.
Christopher Ridley rewards Carlo Tizzano with a penalty. It's Italy too
Full
slow
on.
to roll out of that, and Paolo Garbisi has to walk away with his head hanging because he was actually orchestrating that entire attack, but not to be. Great defense from Joseph Akuso.
What I'm actually noticing, and I was going to mention it a few minutes ago, but what I'm noticing,
look,
particularly,
you see what I'm saying there? Like, it's just such a clear lift. Christopher Ridley, as soon as he sees that obvious and clear lift,
well,
with
he's
no
won
hand on
the
ground,
he's
he
won
rewards
the
it.
he's won the clean out, like he won the jackal there. But what
Yep.
I'm seeing from the Wallabies, and it's pretty evident that they're going hard at the jackal. They're going hard for the pilfer, and what has probably been not working for them in the opening few minutes of this second half is that there's too many players that are going in for the pilfer. Like in one ruck over on near halfway, there was 3 guys that went in there for the Wallabies going for the pilfer. Like you just want one of them in, and the other 2 should just either get over the top and drive out. So
Yep.
obviously it's something they've spoken about, getting on the ball quickly. It worked there by
Yep.
Carlo Tizzano actually stealing the ball, and that's a slap down. No, that's a slap down. You can't slap out. That's a
I
full
think
on
Ryan
penalty.
Lonergan is having a word here, and I'm sure he'll
That's got to
go
be
to
a
Harry
full on.
Wilson to be able to have a word because
That's got to be a full on. You can't slap out from a maul.
That looked pretty Machiavellian there from the Italian player coming through. Not sure I fully agree. Is he saying that it was still in the maul, so he's allowed to rake? Is that what he was arguing?
They change the rule last year, particularly in Super Rugby. They did that. I think it even happened in subbies and sort of community level. You can't reach out from a maul or a ruck to attack the halfback.
We've got a new member in the chat, N9876-EBX. That's not really a name that rolls off the tongue, but welcome. I've seen you comment on some of the Off the Ruck videos. You're very, very welcome. And he agrees with your momentum shift comment there, Mitchie. So good to hear that.
Thank you.
Very little scrums tonight. Well, you're about to see one now, Underdog News. And the Wallabies are lucky if they don't get pinged for pushing early here, to be fair.
Scrums are
he actually
breakfast.
did him for Italy for not putting it in the scrum early enough. Valentini surges into the 22, just on the 15-meter line on the right-hand side. Canham follows up with a strong carry. Williams, good clearance. Lonergan out to Harry Potter, looking for work, and he's been oh so busy all game. Lonergan, quick dish to BPA. Now heading over to the left-hand side, 15-meter line, back in field into center field through Jeremy Williams. Ryan Lonergan looks back to the short side. BPA out the back to Lenny Kitau. Puts on some footwork on a dog boost. Slips out up towards the 5-meter line here for Lenny Kitau. Valentini goes short side, one-on-one with Liner, and he wins that contact. Wilson goes short side as well. The Wallabies desperate to score another try. They've been kept scoreless for a while now. Lenny Kitau goes for another surge. He gets wrapped up well by the Italian defense.
Croc roll there for Carlo
Tizzano. A fair bit of work here and manages to drive Carlo Tizzano back over the ruck.
This could be a card here. Oh, he's going for for offside, but there's a croc roll on Carlo Tizzano.
Does Christopher Ridley have a word with the Italians here? That's the real question. I think it's too soon for a card just now, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have a word.
Is that Jack Maddox on the other touch? On the far touch?
Yeah, he's off scene for Montpellier at the moment. So yeah. Oh no, he plays for Pau, sorry. But for Poe. So often for Poe. So yeah, he's just here chilling, running some touchy to keep the fitness levels up. Let's go down to
Beast
the most
and Bird,
recent
another
comments.
new a new comment.
Beast and Bird.
Bit of magic from Potter. He's moving like he's on a broomstick. That's good from you, Beastie. Very good from you.
Thank you very much, Beastie. BPA doing the big minutes and hard yards 2 weeks in a row. So true. Honestly, Billy Pollard, if he's coming on at any point in the near future, as in like within the next 5 or so, he's just going to have to go,
Here we go,
balls to the wall and absolutely
Props are getting ready. Props are getting ready.
Because Billy Pollard was the chosen son in the number 2 jersey last year, but he just hasn't been able to crack it this year so far in the 3 tests. And it's just been because BPA has been so strong. Josh Nasser came seemingly from the clouds. And to be honest, Billy Pollard probably suffered with the same ill form the Brumbies suffered with for much of the season.
What are we waiting
Slipper
for?
Looking very refined, very distinguished with his legs crossed there, chatting to Marty, the media manager there.
Yeah, Marty Cambridge. Yeah. Good old Marty. What are we waiting for? Can we just play on?
I think there was a bit of running repairs on Favretta there.
Take him off.
Replacement number 20.
In Super Rugby, that would have been we play.
With a heart.
We play.
Oh, Beast and Bird. What's the score? The score is 38-10. It is the 51st
It was up before.
minute with 27 seconds, 28 seconds, 29 seconds, 30 seconds. The 51st minute, that is.
Josh Canham's in. Oh, he's in for his third. That's a hattie.
Josh Canham going for his third. Hat-trick for Josh Canham. This is huge. Please, if you know in the comments, give us the data. When was the last time a lock for the Wallabies scored a hat-trick? This is absolutely sensational. And for the gentleman who asked earlier, tongue-in-cheek or not, is Canham the second most important lock in Australian rugby right now behind Will Skelton? I think we are firming up on that answer right now. What do you think, Mitch?
Yeah, no, he's been exceptional this game. You don't score 3 tries from having a crappy game. So, yeah, really good performance. He's doing his job with line out and set piece as well. I mean, the Wallabies scrum's been a little bit off tonight, but that's not coming from the second row. That's more issues that bind from the props. So he's doing well.
We're going to a green light now in the background for me.
Oh,
because, it's a Wallaby green.
You're going Scrumbags green. I love it.
Okay, I'm going orange just for that. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, James
Oh,
Slips
Slips is on.
officially
Jimmy
becomes the
Slippy.
second most capped test player of all time with his
Mortlock did it.
running onto the field now. Sorry?
Beast and Bird said Mortlock did it. I'm assuming he's referring to who's the last Wallaby to. But Mortlock's not a second row. I'm not sure. I think he's referring to when the last time a second rower scored a hat trick, but
Yeah.
I'm not 100% on that. Has a lot.
Yep, Brummies Battler, I'm with you. I don't know.
Has
That's
an
the
Aussie lock
question I'm
ever
asking
scored
you.
it? I'm sure. I'm sure if you asked Justin Harrison, he would have told you he scored at least 6 hat tricks in his career, and probably 4 of them were against the Lions.
Okay, more Gruel asked the exact same question as I did. BPA seems to grow a foot at test level. And you know who else does? Harry Potter. I'm just going to keep harping on that line. Not the greatest exit from the Wallabies there from the kickoff, but you know what? It's better than the ones Lucchese's been dishing up. So let's see how we go in this line out here.
And I think
slow to get off the ground for Wilson with the
we need to also just reach. We just need to call out
field.
that James Slip has broken another record. He's the second most capped international player ever, behind Alan Wynne Jones. So 154 test caps is for James Slipper, who got on today. He took over from Sam Whitelock, who was 153. So another night to celebrate Mr. Slipper.
I'm going to say 2 share. Yeah, actually, big clap to James Slipper. I did mention that earlier, but maybe Mitchie was talking about something or thinking about something else at the time. Cesano ripping. Yes, he was Brummies Battler. And Beast and Bird, he does have the word lock in his name. So, you know what? On a technicality, I'm going to give you that just for bands. Let's honestly talk about what needs to kind of be done now, Mitchie. Where are you seeing the Wallabies perhaps succeeding? Where are you seeing them not doing as well? I would be surprised to see a Ryan Lonergan come off in the next 10. He's been playing so brilliantly. He's been nailing all of his detail. He's been really driving around this team with good pace. So I don't see that change being made. The Italians have made some changes, though. I just want to shout them out. So number 21, Fusco from Zebre is on in the halfback position for Alessandro Garbisi, and Paolo Garbisi, the number 10, is off for the number 22, Dare, who also plies his trade for Zebre. So the Zebre combination at 9 and 10 now in the 21 and 22 jersey for the Italians.
Here comes Miles, debutant in the number 19 jersey for the Wallabies from the Waratahs Club in Sydney or New South Wales. And Billy Pollard looks like he's also getting ready to come on as well. I think, just going back to your question there a second ago, Fergo, I think I would love to see the Wallabies actually make some changes. I think at this point, 38 to I need to update that scoreline. It's 45-10. Apologies, I'll update that in a second. But with a 35-point gap, I don't see Italy scoring that many points from the way they've played.
Juan Ignacio Brex absolutely cruising through the Wallabies defense there, right outside the Wallabies 22. Italy are inches away from the Wallabies 22. Now they're attacking through the likes of Fischetti, the Northampton Saint. Josh Canham wrangles him in eventually as they breach the 22-meter line there. They go out the back. Juan Ignacio Brex out to Dare, flies the ball over to Pani, who Declan Meredith manages to drag down roughly 18 meters from their own line. The reserve hooker, whose name is Dimchev, carries the ball deep into the Wallabies 22, but they've knocked it on. Josh Canham distributes to Joseph
Nice bit of
Kuso,
counter-attack here.
passes to Tom Wright. They're up towards the 40 now. Harry Potter cruises past the halfway. Tom Wright's inside of him. He's managed to stay in. He needed to give
Pass
that
the ball,
but he stays in.
Not that way.
He knocks it on.
They've turned it
Harry
back
Potter
over.
needed to dish that ball just a second early to Tom Wright, who was free on his inside. Now we need to know who's in the backfield, because it's not Tom Wright and it's not Harry Potter. Surely Declan Meredith and Max Jorgensen have made their way back. Tom Wright now cheats back to be able to get back, to be able to be in the backfield. I wouldn't be surprised if Italy put it out way on the full here, because they will not want to see another Wallabies raid just now.
Yeah, it looks like we've
What
got
a missed opportunity.
Billy Pollard and
Mitch.
Miles Matacera coming on here. Well done to Miles. Gets his debut for the Wallabies. Well done.
Yep. Congratulations,
Wallaby number
Miles.
998. We're 2 away from the 1,000th Wallaby.
Maybe that would be a question for the chat. Who will be Wallabies number 1,000? Put your guesses in the chat, please. I will just say on this, I did a full interview with Miles on Off the Ruck just before the second last game for the Waratahs during the season. So if you want to know a little bit, get to know a little bit more about Miles Amatosero after the game, a little bit tomorrow on Sunday. After this, just go and watch the video. It's about 11 minutes long. He talks about his ambitions about being a Wallaby, what it was like growing up playing rugby and not playing rugby in Sydney, and what his time was like in France playing in the French top 14 for Clermont. But now he gets his opportunity, and Harry Potter says congratulations to him, and he steps in for his first line out.
Yeah, and they've gone quickly at the front. Just harping quickly back on the point that you made probably a minute or two. Joey.
Oh, I'm a second behind you, but that
You
was
are.
so close to Joseph Akuso Suaalii. The butterfingers of the absolute raw kid let him down there, but that's okay. More opportunities will come his way, I'm sure. And you know who used to put a kick in like that for Joseph Akuso Suaalii? Lenny Gitau's Brumbies teammate Noel Olasio. I think you remember back in that Twickenham test who'd be able to put in a little chip for him. That's straight out of the Noel Olasio playbook. And you know what? Joseph Akuso Suaalii has so often capitalized off that sort of kick. So
I thought you were going to say
well
Angus
done.
Crichton.
No.
Put the kick through.
Angus Crichton was not putting any kicks through for.
So Ryan Lonergan's.
This is
Ryan
the
Lonergan's
change
off?
which I did not want to see. I am off this so much.
No,
Why replace Ryan Lonergan?
No, I think it's a good thing. How often have we as Wallabies been in a position where we're 35 points up with 20 minutes left in a test match? Like, this is the only opportunity that we're going to get to rotate without potentially losing a test match. And for these guys to come on and have an impact, that's what we need. I think it's a good opportunity to see these guys. If the score was like 10-12, I would agree with you. I don't want to see it, but Italy have...
Respectfully, I disagree with you. But
that's fine. Don't have to agree with me.
All right. Truly believes Massimo De Lutis is going to be Wallaby number 1,000. Italy attack down the short side. They make it up towards the 10. Miles Amatosero gets his first involvement there with a tackle, and he managed to help his Carlo Tizzano, the number 7, with a steal there. Miles Amatosero making positive engagements in the game with his first engagement and his first contact there on the defensive side of the ball. How good, Mitch?
But yeah, great impact early. McDermott needs the minutes from more Mongrel, so yeah, I tend to agree with that.
What did Underdog say? Underdog said, I'm super happy and not taking away from the Italians. I'm stoked we may beat them. De Lutis for 1,000. So De Lutis is so far the big call. Edward Ellis says, is Schmidt's time a pass or fail? I will have a big review episode on this on Off the Ruck. So I will not say anything until then, but I do think
it's a live stream. These folks have tuned in. You've got to give us your take, Virgo. We might save it for after the game, though.
We'll save it for after the game.
Yeah.
Sneaky short line out there from Billy Pollard to Tizzano back to Pollard, but unfortunately it did not go 5. So
wasn't straight. I think they're saying wasn't straight. I think he was saying
didn't like. I don't. Okay, I thought he was putting up the 5s because it didn't go 5.
I thought he was going like that.
Are we watching different streams? What's happening here?
No idea.
What's going on here? All right, 59th minute, 45 seconds, 46 seconds, 47 seconds. The Italians kick up towards the Wallabies side of halfway. I think it's up around their 29, perhaps. No, that's like the 34, 33 meter mark for the Wallabies there, having a line out. Did that bounce? Because I didn't even see, because it was a short arm. So can they kick it out on the full from there? Because surely that wasn't from the 22, was it?
It was close to the 22, but yeah, it must have bounced.
Josh Cannon with a clean take. Tate McDermott dish.
So it's been confirmed from Brumbies Battler
Meredith
on the call
to
from Stan Sports that
good hit there
Josh
from Ross
Cannon
Vincent,
is the first
but
lock to score a hat trick for the Wallabies.
Thank you very much, Brumbies Battler. Okay, so Ellis Park makes it a pass for me on Schmidt. That's what Brumbies Battler says. Confirmed on the call. Cannon first kick to score, lock to score a hat trick. Ellis Park makes it okay. A lot of people got a stock in in Ellis Park win. Just before we get to the scrum here, a new person entering the chat. Welcome to Lack Daddy 8622.
Malak
Tate is
Daddy.
a must. This has been a great game, but we have had a great lead, and now we can give Tate a full Finnish boy needs reps. Well, I don't know why Finnish boy is underlined. I'm not clicking that. I'm not clicking that.
So that's a link, Fergo. You can click that afterwards.
I'm not.
The Finnish boy.
Underdogs.
I don't know
piss poor
where
hands.
that's going
Yeah,
to
I
send you.
agree. It's actually wetter than it looks on screen. I think there has been a fair bit of rain around, so I will give them a little bit of grace, but I agree it hasn't
Go,
been a
Joseph. Oh, what an offload. We've got Harry Potter. He's up.
Go,
He's
Harry Potter. Gas him. Harry Potter's
just
been
short of the
gassing people.
22.
Give the ball this time, son. You can't do it all alone, nor do you need to. It's a team game. Whoa, Miles Amatissero absolutely rockets himself into the contact. Get up, Miles.
There's got to be a warning now for Italy. They've given away so many penalties in the 22.
I don't even know if that's in the 22, to be fair. Okay,
Well,
Joseph,
it was like on the 22.
Joseph is such a chronic backwards runner. Like it's one of my pet peeves of his game, to be fair. Like he's just gone back 3-4 meters.
Yep. So what do you think the Wallabies do here? Oh, McWright's getting ready to come on too. Do you go to the...
Who is that absolute behemoth next to him with a headset?
Wasn't that the guy we saw at North Sydney? He's like he's one of the coaches or managers or something for the Wallabies, but he looks like he could be playing second row for him.
He's the lock.
Yeah. There we go. 62 great minutes from Tizzano there. That's one thing as an Australian rugby fan that we definitely take for granted is how many good open side flankers we produce. We may not be able, we may not have like world class, I don't know, centers at the moment, but we've always got world class open side flankers.
I will argue though that like the number 7 archetype, as in body type, stereotypically is like the common type of body type. Like how many number 6s are you walking around? Like it's like every so many league players are like roughly like forwards at number 7 size. I mean, that's not to discredit your point. It's more so just like that it's a more common body type than, let's say, a Taniela Tupou.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Big Maul coming in here. I think we go over here again, to be honest. Billy Pollard with one of his first touches of the rugby ball in Wallabies gold for 2026, and he gets a try at the back of the maul. And that's what he did so well last season for the Brumbies and for the Wallabies. And now he's done it yet again for the Wallabies in 2026. Well done to the Wallabies. Now they've put another score on the table. Big credit to the hardworking forwards who started and the subs who have come on to be able to manufacture that try right there.
And we've cracked 50, which is just always good.
Yep, half a century. Harry Wilson says, get up on your feet, Perth. The sea of blue / sea of gold, they love it.
Get up, Fergo. Do your dance. Time for a TikTok dance from John Ferguson, folks.
No, all right. You're gonna have to
play
send some
music
money in the chat. You're gonna have to super chat that to off the Ruck if you're gonna do that.
We'll play some music for you. Here you go, Fergo.
That's so disturbing. And we've got Declan Meredith for his first kick for the Wallabies, and he absolutely shanks it. That was so far drawn that hurt my eyes. Let's just be honest about that.
Maybe we should have a rule that if you're from the Brumbies, you can't kick for posts. Because the kicking off the tee has not been great tonight from either Lonergan or Meredith. And Meredith's also come off
says Potter is deceptively poor. He does. Oh, sorry, deceptively fast. Sorry, he does.
Deceptively poor.
I was reading Underdogs.
He's wearing a gold jersey, so he's all right. But he was deceptively poor for the Waratahs this season.
He doesn't not look like he's moving at all, but he has wheels. Yeah, he does. He absolutely does, and that's why he was brought into the side. I don't think, honestly, hand to God, I don't think Dylan Peach makes half of those breaks based on just on pace.
Yep. Yep.
That was such an underwhelming reply, Mitch.
Oh, sorry. I was reading a comment.
Yep.
All right. Trilly said,
okay,
crack
Ben
the single
Donaldson on.
malts,
Let's
Fergo.
go. Sorry?
Crack the single malt, Fergo.
No. That was only for if we lost. That's what Underdog are. I think that's what Trilly and Michael Gardner and Underdog wanted to know. So I said if we win, I'll be cracking a few more beers.
Oh, Miles.
What the heck is Fischetti?
Calm it,
Okay,
Miles.
Miles, leave it. Leave it, Miles. Leave it.
Oh, what about 18 then? 18's just run from a distance and just taken out Pollard. Leave it, Miles. There's a medic in there. Is that a medic? Oh no, that's a
I think
reserve.
Fischetti went at him there like an absolute dog.
This dude's going at. This guy's still going. 18 needs to go. He needs the cheese.
Number 18 for those at home watching along is Neculai from Zebre.
He ran in late and takes out Pollard under the ribs. Watch this replay. So there's Pollard. Watch him fly in now. Oh, there's even a trainer in there. Oh, there's a punch. There's a punch thrown from the reserve.
I actually think that's the guy who started. I think the guy in the reserves jacket is Riccioni from the Saracens.
I need to hear this.
Don't put it on audio for us, Mitch, because then we may get banned.
He's in trouble.
Audio.
He's in trouble.
Who's in trouble?
They're looking at number 18 for coming in. He's not a player on the field, and he's got involved in the scuffle. Yep. Not 18, sorry, the prop there, that guy.
Yeah, Riccioni.
Yeah. So he's in trouble. Red card to the reserves, player Trilly reckons.
I don't know what Fischetti's going at Amatisero there for. Like,
he just sort of runs into him.
Yeah, he just kind of pushes him for no reason.
See, there's 18. You saw it then. He, like, so late, just comes into Pollard's. That's so stupid. Why would you get involved? That is so stupid. I mean, what's a red card going to do? Do they lose a prop on the field? What happens here? I'm going to hear what they say.
All right, mute yourself. Listen up. This is a classic Italian. So much passion from Mlac Daddy. That was hectic from Underdogs News. Red card to the reserve player from Trilly. Bench player with the overhand. Red card to Riccioni. All I've got to say to that again is, like, what are you doing, mate? That Wallabies fan's absolutely giving it to him. Get out of here. Yeah, Underdog News says absolute cluster F word. Straight red, Brumbies battler. Is this a first from Trilly? I personally haven't seen it to a reserve, but maybe someone in the comment section can enlighten us. I honestly don't think that Miles Amatisero did too much unwarranted there. He was protecting himself from getting attacked by Fischetti, the reserve loosehead prop in the number 17 jersey for Italy, who plies his trade at the Northampton Saints. So
it's definitely stupid, but what's the point? Like, they don't lose a player now. That guy probably doesn't play for a while, but it has no ramification to the team. Well, it's not a 20-minute red card, though. I don't understand the process there. Harry Wilson asked the referee, do they lose a player? And he says no. So they're still playing with 15.
Looks to have gone off in that exchange with Filippo Danguna going to 12. Ben Donaldson is on in the 10 jersey for Declan Meredith in the jersey 22. So a lot of the reserves are on now. I believe actually that's all the reserves are on. So James Slipper is on as well as Zane Nongor, Billy Pollard. So it's almost an entirely new look Wallaby side actually out there. If you can look, there's a bunch of big numbers in the reserves, and that is a drop ball. That is too much ball being played by the Wallabies. This is one of those times when the Wallabies, I know that the score is as big as it is, but they do need to just keep playing territory. And if you don't have a clear way to be able to get forward, just put up a kick and chase and give Harry Potter another opportunity to prove how good he is in the air.
Yeah, so what they were saying on the coverage, Trilly, is he has to sit in the stands. I don't know if that means he has to go actually physically sit in the stands or he has to go into the change room or something, but he can't be on the sideline.
Does
And
he
Hugh
go
Tyndall,
and get some beers is the real question.
he should have to go and sit in the team bus.
Nick White on the
Wild red
bench
card
with
for someone
Lakey
wearing a
Towel.
trackie. Has Filippo always been such a unit, Fergo?
Yeah, that's certified. Ever since he was the under-20 Fijians national soccer team's
Goalie?
goalkeeper,
Yep.
he's been a unit.
Yep.
So if you didn't know that fact, Filippo Danguni was a very talented goalkeeper, played at the national level for under-20s, and then he realized that he was really good at whacking people with the ball, not just saving goals. So now he takes ribs instead of taking names on the soccer field.
Taking shots.
First scrum here, I believe, for the Wallabies with the entirely new front row. So let's see how this goes. The Italians also have their new entire front row as well. So let's see how this goes. Fischetti against Nongor is a great matchup, actually. Early engage there from Italy.
The scrums have been a dog's breakfast tonight. Like neither team has made has got ascendancy there. It's like I feel like 60, if not more, of our scrums have been resulted in a free kick or a full arm.
Absolutely. Alessandro Garbisi is now back on the field. He went off for a while. Maybe it was for HIJ check. Back now. Juan Ignacio Brex dishes to a Dogwo who steps outside and slips the tackle of Filippo Dangunu. And he may be unit. I tell you what, Filippo Dangunu has been missing way too many important tackles so far in his Wallaby Gold stint in 2026.
He looks so much stockier with headgear on, doesn't he? Like he looks like he's put on 10 kilos when he puts on the headgear.
Yep. For anyone who's just joining us, we are now in the 69th minute with 27 seconds on the clock, 29, 30, 31, and the Italians are attacking the Wallabies 22. They now head to the right far-hand side 15-meter line with a Dogwo, the number 12, who usually plays wing, carrying in. They haven't made a whole lot of headway here with the replacement prop going in for an attack. Now out the back to Zambonin, the number 19, who plays for the Exeter Chiefs alongside Tom Hooper and Lenny Katau in the
That's
English
a great
Prem.
steal there by Nongor. Straight on the pill. Straight on it. Lift us like we spoke about before.
He really wants to see that obvious under the ball lift with both hands, and he rewards it pretty quickly. So I think he's been pretty consistent with that. So I must applaud Christopher Ridley, their referee, with being consistent with his ruling, both tonight as well as what he was delivering a little bit over 12 months ago against Argentina, when was the last time that he refereed a game.
That's a great touch finder by Dono was there as well. He gave us an extra 5 meters than what Deck Meredith was giving us.
Yep. HIA here. Is that a HIA check? I do believe so. So who do they bring back on is the question.
Bell. Has to be Angus Bell.
Angus Bell thought that his night was over, was ready to put his feet up, but no.
Angus Bell was getting ready to hit someone in his tracksuit. Ding, ding. He's like, bring it over this way, boys. It's on. He's back involved. All right, line out throw here from Billy Pollard to Josh Canham. He's nailed that one. Clean ball to McDermott, who's found his way into Potter in the center of the field, who's offloaded to Donaldson. Tom Wright, a little bit of razzle dazzle.
Can we just get out? Can someone just carry?
Just take this hit and clear.
Okay, Donaldson needs to do way less. Donaldson, can we kick? Joseph Akuso Suali'i slips the tackle of not one, but 2 Italian players, gives it to Fraser McWright. Now, this is when Tay McDermott needs to take control of what the heck is going on and set a ruck here on the 15. Good carry by Miles Amatisero. And Tay McDermott needs to box kick this.
More Gruel reckons Slipper should stay retired. As harsh.
Dude, more Gruel's taking names tonight. I respect it, but he's taking names.
So Max
Jorgensen gets up, bats it back, but does not collect it cleanly. Joseph
Slipper stays retired, who takes his spot
on the ball?
More Gruel if Slipper stays retired. Who takes his spot? Is it just me or has Joseph Akuso been quite poor tonight? Like he
He
hasn't
definitely
been.
hasn't been as good as the other nights, but I don't think he's been poor. He's dropped a couple of balls, but I feel like I don't know if that's necessarily being poor. I think I'd much rather see him drop a ball than miss an outright tackle like Felipe Nangunu just missed.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
really irks me.
Yep.
Like we haven't seen Felipe Nangunu on the field for a very long time, and then he just misses a blatant first up tackle on Monte Iwani or a Dugwo, either one it was.
Yep.
Brumby's Battler doesn't believe that we've seen the best of Filippo yet. I do believe that he is a very good player. I do believe, though, that he is strictly a winger. I know that he can play outside center, and especially at Super Rugby Pacific level, and inside or outside. But honestly, I don't think that he has a good enough skill set to be able to play 12 or 13, full stop. Yep, I agree.
I'm
Jorgo
excited
has
to
been
see.
silent, Hugh.
Just back on Filippo. I'm excited to see what Les Kiss can bring out of him. We saw at Queensland this year that Filippo was phenomenal for the Reds, and so whatever Les Kiss was doing, it was bringing out the best for Filippo. So hopefully he can do the same in a gold jersey. Hugh Tyndall reckons Jorgo's been silent. Underdog News Australia also reckons that. Sorry, wrong one there. That Jorgo has been Joseph Akuso he's been silent, if not poor. So yeah, the verdict
I can
seems
agree
to
with
still
that.
be out on Akuso Suli there. Considering he's the highest paid man on the field, the expectation is obviously a little bit higher on him.
Yep. I think honestly he's been the best back for the Wallabies in the last two tests, alongside Lennox Utau. So I think him not having an absolute stellar game tonight can be possibly excused. But then again, we all know the limelight's being stolen by one very important winger, and that's Harry Potter.
Joseph Kuto has been involved, hasn't offloaded the ball needlessly, but also holding ball when he should pass. Still learning from Morgrul.
That is a
Good
very,
call.
very nice point, Morgrul. I like
Yep.
it.
Yep, it's fair. It's definitely fair. All right, so the Italians have a maul inside the Wallabies 22, but the Wallabies look like they have this handled by shifting it over towards the 5-meter touchline.
The Italians are only a meter or so away from the line, and now they are over. It is the reserve hooker who has scored, and that is none other than Dimchev, who plays Colomers in the Pro de Deux in France, who gets over for the Italians for their third 5-pointer of the evening in the 74th minute and 30 seconds. It's 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. If you're wondering where we are, the Italians have just scored a rolling maul try in the far right corner there to the reserve hooker there. And I've forgotten his name already. And it is Dimchev, who plays for Colomers in the Pro de Deux in France. So 3 tries to the Italians. I do actually believe. Wait, have they scored 1 or 2 tries this second half? Oh, they're going up for review.
Hugh Tyndall reckons this has been
Christopher Ridley signals to go
second
for a
half from the
TMO check.
Wallabies.
We are in the 74th minute and 54 seconds with the clock stopped at this present time.
Are they saying it's a strip or a knock on? Oh, he has knocked that on. Damn.
By the boot
Wallabies
of
get out of jail.
Filippo down with Max Jorgensen. Oh, it's the boot of Max Jorgensen, actually.
No, isn't it the boot of Dalgunu?
All right.
You had it right the first time.
I'm going to get a beer and I'm going to take a leak. So BRB.
Oh, we're not allowed to do that on the stream.
Especially you.
We're not allowed to do
that's
that on
for
the
next
stream,
one. I'll get the bottle going for the next one.
Oh, and the next one. Okay. All right. Take it with you, Fergo. Tinkle talks. While Fergo's off to relieve his bladder, we have got a knock on to Italy over the line. Filippo Dalgunu or Max Jorgensen is the one that got the boot underneath to knock the ball free. So we'll have a dropout from the Wallabies. Brumby's Battler, that's a very good point. We're lucky this is Italy. A better team punishes us for a second half this poor. The difference between Lonergan and Tate is night and day at this point. Very good point there, Hugh. I think, I wouldn't say that Tate's been poor at all, but he's definitely not as crisp and fast as Lonergan. All right, so the Italians have the ball. Montiuani makes a nice break down the right-hand side of the field. Oh, that's a huge hit by Max Jorgensen there in defense. With Miles Matisero tries to get over the top, but the referee has rewarded a full-arm penalty to Italy. They're continuing to play now. Going backwards, they've built 6 phases of possession. Let's see if they can do anything with it. Shifting out to the right, moving back inside to the reserve fly half at this point. No, the referee's called it time at that point. Oh, it looks like it could be on again here. Nope, we're coming down. It's all good. Let's go to the set piece.
All
See,
right, for all those people who were bagging my beer choice earlier, we now have a Modelo.
Modelo.
Escape.
Very nice.
Drink responsibly, everyone. Nathan and Dallas asks, "Hey Mitch, how are you?"
I'm all right, Nathan. How are you, mate? Wallabies are up 50-10, so I can't be upset about that.
Can we highlight Hugh Dindle's comment round, because I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, you've missed that, Virgo. Having a tinkle having a bit of a play in the bathroom by yourself there. We've covered that one.
Okay, well, can I just say I agree, Hugh? That's my point. It's just not even funny how big the difference is
I wouldn't say that
between Tate McDermott and Ryan Lonergan.
Tate McDermott isn't poor.
Kicked
but
dead. The Italians scupper a opportunity to get another penalty. Another try off the Wallabies after another raid, because they kicked the ball dead. So now the Wallabies are let off the hook and they get a scrum where the Italians kicked it from. Sorry, Mitch, go on.
Oh, I was just saying, harking back to my point that I don't think Tate's been poor at all. It's just that he's not as fast when it comes to the breakdown that Ryan Lonergan was delivering, and that has been so evident from the Wallabies' front foot attack so far these last 3 games, that when they don't have that quick ruck recycle, they don't seem to be able to make the gain line as easily.
Did you touch on Hugh's earlier comment, which says this has been an objectively poor second half from the Wallabies?
Yep.
So I totally agree. And I actually think that when you introduce a debutant like Miles Matisero and two players that haven't played at all with the team until now, like Zane Nongo and Billy Pollard in this particular season, and Harry Potter, and then you put Felipe Dangunu at 12 alongside Ben Donaldson, there are so many new combinations and new players that are playing the system for the first time in a game setting that I'm not surprised. We're not getting punished for it, but I'm not surprised. But I will say that a lot of this has to do with Tate McDermott. I am still adamant about that point, and I will.
That's harsh, man.
Stay true to that. He's not game driving. He's relying on Ben Donaldson. Maybe Ben Donaldson wants the ball a little bit more, but he's not game driving.
But we
and
saw
that's
last
what the number
week,
9 needs to do in the best sides.
But we saw last week the Wallabies attacked off 9, and it didn't work for them. So I don't mind this shift back to playing off 10. And obviously we scored 50 points. So
they attacked off 9 with no structure. You can attack from anywhere and then not get any payout if you don't have any structure. They had no structure last week.
Brumby's Battler says, we seem to lose a lot of direction when Tate comes on. Lonergan really seems to run the show.
Brumby's Battler, I agree.
I'd agree with that.
And now we go. Joseph Kuso-Suoli to Harry Potter, who gets upended. That looks like an ugly hit. I don't know where the arms were in that. Ben Donaldson taps it on to Max Jorgensen, who has to go looking for the ball on the ground. Bumps Louis Liner away. Fraser McWright in space.
In the clear.
Ben Donaldson back by Fischetti. Fischetti, the number 17, who plays for the Northampton Saints, needs to be sent off for that. That is absolutely despicable play. Billy Pollard breaches the 22 for the Italians. Tate McDermott shifts out to Tom Wright.
Big run here by Bob Valentini.
To Rob Valentini, who bumps away the reserve halfback, Fusco, and then carries on. Who's now 10 meters away from the line. Benny Donaldson sights through for a try at his home patch for the Western Force at HBF Park in front of the Sea of Gold, or the Sea of Blue, shall I say. Well done, Benny D. The chopsticks, Oppie, as he's known. The chopsticks were going.
That's a great bit of a play there, and I'm really happy that the Wallabies finished that off, because you could see that they were starting to lose a little bit of direction towards the end there. But great that they finished it off. Just watching the replay here with Valentini just going over the top of about 6 blokes. Yeah,
The last
clean
number
set of
10 who
heels there
ran a
from
line like
Donaldson.
that was Noel Oleseo.
Mate, he's not getting picked. He's not getting picked. It's not
Well, he was
happening.
about to get picked last week, so remains
Didn't
to be
happen.
seen.
Didn't happen. Are we not even going to go back for that penalty? Evidently not.
What do you mean go back from that penalty? We're 57-10
You
up,
said
and
he
it's the
needed to be
80th
sent
minute.
off. You said he needed to be sent off.
The game's done. The Wallabies have won 57-10. Ladies and gentlemen, are you not entertained? Joe Schmidt goes out as a winner with full time 57-10 at HBF Park in Perth. Laurie Fisher, the Lord, goes out as a winner. It has not by any means or any stretch or by any imagination been sunshine and rainbows. But I tell you what, this win is a resounding, absolutely thumping of Italy by a very, very classy Wallaby side. And they held it together for maybe 45, 50 minutes of really solid rugby, maybe 20, 25 minutes of not such great rugby. But I think that last 5 minutes of that second half, that was much, much better.
Yeah, that is. And to score 57 points in a test match, we've seen what this nation's championship has been, that every game has been a battle. No one has really come out of like massive thrashings. And so this game was there for Italy. The fact that we've scored 57 points against them, the way they played last week against the All Blacks at halftime, 14-10, they were really good in that opening 40. And they put a lot of pressure on the All Blacks. So the fact that the Wallabies have turned things around, scored 57 points and kept Italy to 10, that's a massive turnaround from the Wallabies, and we've got to be happy with that.
Okay, let me rattle off some stats for all of you guys. So, because I know that we said that we would do some stats at some point. So, we have got 56 to 44% territory to the Wallabies. We've got
Hugh Tyndall,
63
sorry,
to
sorry, Ferg, to
37%
cut you off
possession.
there. Hugh Tyndall says we beat Italy by more than the Kiwis did. Not sure what that says.
It says absolutely nothing because the Italians didn't have their coach on the game day and they didn't have Tommaso Menicello either, as well as Thomas Allen at the fullback, as well as missing some other key players to injury. So I would say it doesn't say a whole lot, unfortunately, but I will nonetheless say that that is a good thing to know and that we can rub it in the face of the All Blacks at some time. Just going down the stats as well, 100% scrum percentage, 89% line-out win rate for the Wallabies, 88% scrum win rate for the Italians, 82% line out for them. Post-contact meters, the Wallabies won by a whopping 205 meters to the Italians 94, although they did carry double, so it's not as much, but they did win more. They did get more per carry, I do believe, maybe just by like 10 or so centimeters, not by a whole lot. Turnovers, 7-5 to the Wallabies, 13 turnovers lost, unfortunately, and only 10 to the Italians. So something for the work on for the Wallabies there. 7 penalties. They conceded 12 in the first match. They conceded 5 against France. 7 is a happy medium. And the Italians conceded 12 with 1 red card to Riccioni, the reserve. The starting tight end prop. The Wallabies tackled it 91%, missing only 11 tackles and making 112, whereas the Italians missed 35. And they also made 86% of their tackles. The Wallabies kicked 15 times and the Italians kicked 13 times. Not as many as I thought from either side, but I will give the stats a break now until we chat a little bit more rugby and to those in the comments. And then I'll be able to give you some individual stats where we can go through those if you want to ask me about those in the comments or also here on the chat, Mitch. Cheers to that, everyone. Cheers to a win, by the way.
We've got some comments that have come in from some fans. So we might jump through some of them before we dive into some just of our thoughts of the game. So Trilly7914 says, yeah, we'll win the Bledisloe this year. I really hope that's tongue in cheek because we don't talk about the Bledisloe this time of year. N9876E87 says, that was better than Stan commentary. Let's do it again. Thank you. We enjoyed it.
Oh, thanks so much. That really means a lot.
For tuning in with us. Brumbies Battler says, hope the stream returns, lads. Yes, there is plans for us to do a little bit more of this. Lockie will also be jumping on in future tests as well. He did have a family commitment tonight, so he wasn't able to join on. Hugh Tyndall, thanks, Fergo, for pissing on his parade. always
I'm not sure what
good.
they're referring to there.
I think that was before around this comment. We beat Italy by more than the Kiwis did. Not sure
Oh,
what that
okay.
says. So,
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Fair.
yeah,
Sorry, Hugh. Sorry.
that's fair. Brumbies Battler asked man of the match nominations. There's one person. It has to be Josh Canham, right?
Harry Potter.
Josh Canham. How many tries did Potter score?
Oh, mate, he looked pretty good. How many high balls did he catch? More than Dylan Peach and Mike Jorgensen have caught in both the other 10.
You're a bit...
Okay. Josh Canham, and then second, Harry Potter, and then third, Ryan Lonergan.
No, it's got to be Josh Canham. You don't. The first time a Wallabies second rower has scored 4 tries in a Test match.
No,
He deserves man of the match.
Clear that up. Mortlock.
He's not a second rower, mate.
I'm kidding.
And Underdog News Australia. Second half was rough from both. Great result as an Aussie, but it descended into a rough and ready game. That's a good little segue into, I think, let's talk, Fergo, our immediate reactions from this game. Obviously, we've come into this one 0 from 2 so far in the Nations Championship. This is Joe Schmidt's last test as head coach. Joe Schmidt's coaching team is also leaving. Les Kiss takes over from Monday, I assume. Tomorrow, maybe. Who knows how that's going to work. But he's got a result. 57-10 is the final score. What's your initial results? And if you had to give the Wallabies performance a rating out of 10, what would you give it?
My initial takes on the game is that it was a really, really, really good first half. Not only is made attacking probes and actually came away with points, but it's because the way that they tried to go about the footy that they got into the 22 and then got their opportunities to score the points and to put themselves in positions to score. So they played territory well. They played it better than they had previously. They attacked from their own half, but when that didn't work, Ryan Lonergan said, okay, I've had enough, and then kicked them out of trouble. It was just really, really phenomenal. And then the likes of Harry Potter managed to catch high balls, put them back into territory positions. But then also Harry Potter made a lot of great scything runs, and just being able to get that 1 or 2 or 3 extra meters over the gain line meant that the Wallabies could build on that sort of pressure and then to be able to milk penalties out of Italy. And it just means that they got 5-meter lineouts, they got 10-meter lineouts, they got 15-meter lineouts, and then they scored tries off the back of that. I still think that the Wallabies scored their tries from a lineout or a scrum in the 22 after far too many phases. If you look at Ireland, even against the All Blacks, they did it in like 5 or 6 or fewer phases. We need to get to that stage because I feel like every time we do this, even when we do get into the 22, it's like 10 phases plus or 8 phases plus. So I think that really, really good first half. Second half, I think it felt a lot, it became a lot more unstuck because of all the changes that were made at rapid succession with a bunch of players that actually haven't played Test rugby this season together before, like Zane Nongor, Billy Pollard, Miles Lamatasero, just to name a few. Flippin Nagunu at 12 with Lenny Gitao at outside center. But I do really think that we need to be able to be fair income about it and say, yep, we didn't get punished for making all those changes because Italy weren't good enough. We'll touch on them in just a moment. But I do also think that that is a really valuable lesson. That last 5 minutes, which I touched on earlier in the match, where Ben Donaldson started to settle down into his role a little bit more and the other players started to play their role a little bit better. I think that's what's really reassuring. But it's clear as night and day that the actual disturbing factor, or the thing that disturbs the Wallabies' momentum, is that big change of substitutions coming on from their natural rhythm that they had in the prior 45 or 50 minutes where they were untouched by reserves.
Yeah, and I think what's good from my perspective at the Wallabies, even though, like you highlighted there, Fergo, that Italy didn't punish us for the mistakes that an Ireland or a France would. The fact that the Wallabies still able to score 57 points and make those changes is a massive thing. It's can you see me? There's complaint. There's comments coming in saying
see you.
I can see me.
Cannot see you.
Not sure what's happened there. So let us know. Can you see me? I can see me.
I can see you. Okay, so Jack O'Rourke, welcome to the chat. Jack O'Rourke, good to see you from. I know you from X or Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. What changes, if any, will Les Kiss make to the side? what playing style will be introduced. We'll do a full pod on this at some point, but I'll give you a quick 2 cents here, as well as Brumbies Battler saying LSL and Noah get called in. I think that's replied to that point. And more Gruel says Potter set the tone early for the team early on. I do think that Les Kiss brings in Lukan Salakaia-Loto for sure, first name on the list. I wouldn't be surprised if he brings in Rabs at some point. So that's James O'Connor, just for a little bit of stabilization. I'm not sure he's as high on the Declan Meredith train as Joe Schmidt might be.
Yep.
And then I think he's a really big Joe Bryle fan, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in and around the squad, but I don't necessarily see too much more around the squad being changed. Honestly, I can see Lucan coming in, perhaps Shaw dropping out, perhaps, or maybe they just add another second rower and they don't bring in another back row or something, or maybe they drop a prop somewhere or something like that. But I do definitely see Lucan being the big name, the big mover. And then I wouldn't be surprised to also be able to see a Jordan Bataya or a Isaiah Parisi coming in around, because I know that he quite likes explosive big backs. Yep. Yep. So Jordan Pattaya is actually signed with Uraso D-Rocks, which is the side that Samu Karevi plays with in Japan League One. So I wouldn't be surprised if Pattaya comes in, because I know that Les Kiss and he have a working relationship, having had some conversations already. So we'll see. But I definitely think Lucan is the first name on that list to be brought back for Les Kiss. What about you, Mitch?
I think I don't expect to see a heap of changes. I think if one or two, maybe. I would not be surprised if James Slipper doesn't continue with the team in this next period, particularly before the Northern Hemisphere tour or the second half of this Nations Championship. I don't know what his contractual agreement with the Wallabies and RA at this point is, but I wouldn't be surprised if he says I'm choosing to just play the domestic tests and not travel. So I could see maybe he drops out and someone else slots into the squad. I think Lucan comes in. That's a given. I don't know if he brings in Noah. I have a feeling that James O'Connor would be called in ahead of Noah Lesio at this point, purely because of the relationship that Les Kiss has had. He coached James O'Connor for, was it 2 years? It was or 1 year at least, the last year before James O'Connor head overseas. So I just don't think this close to a World Cup, with a new coach coming in and trying to get as much continuity and game time into players, that you're going to start seeing radical changes.
Mm-hmm. Can I just quickly touch, Mitch, on Italy? Italy were, let's be frank, really poor tonight. That has nothing to do with the Wallabies' performance, whether it was good or bad. They were just really poor. And the Wallabies, had they not beaten them tonight, there would be some serious head scratching going on. There was very little direction in attack. The pods were rarely set. And as I mentioned in the pregame, that this was something that was very evident in their defense. And I think even in their attack against the All Blacks, they have good individual players, but it's so clear that they just don't play really enough rugby together in this part of the season to really be able to bed down their combinations and their game patterns, because they obviously looked absolutely stellar in the Six Nations. I thought Juan Inacio Brex was absolutely stellar for them. I really liked the pace that Alessandro Garbisi at the base in the number 9 jersey brought. And I thought Ross Vincent worked really, really hard along with Favretta. And then obviously Lucchese was very, very good at hooker, and I thought he carried quite well. The number 5, I actually didn't know who he was before tonight, and that's Rutzer. I'd heard his name, but I didn't actually know what his game style was like, but he was quite rugged. I think Odogwo did decently in the midfield in the number 12 jersey there. I don't think he is a 12. He's powerful, he's nuggety, but I think he's better suited to be a winger where he plays for Benetton. And honestly, Louis Liner got absolutely cut to ribbons by Jorgo and Harry Potter. There was just I don't remember saying anything necessarily very positive about him all game. He was not very much in the match at all today, unfortunately, for those who have relations to the Liners, or the fact that Liner isn't Australian. But I think that our wingers, Harry Potter
Australian.
and Matt Jorgensen, along with Tom Wright, did way better.
Yep.
Australian. Yep. And
so
9876886 says bench was tepid again. I agree.
What's your score out of 10 for the Wallabies?
I would say that considering how poor Italy were, I'm going to give that a 7.5.
Yeah. That's fair. I'd say
Like
probably 7
really good
even.
point scoring, really good to only keep them to 10 points. But I do think just Italy were that poor. So I think a 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10 is
Yep.
decent.
No, that's fair. I think I'd say probably 7. I agree with that. The fact that they were rarely troubled and they still leaked 10 points, um, that's probably something to look at a little bit. But I do think what was good from a development opportunity is I can't remember the last time the Wallabies had a test match where they were able to hand out caps or to test combinations without worrying about losing the game. Like even against
Mm,
Japan, where we still have to play our best team until the 70th minute. So the fact that they put
mm,
themselves into a position to be able to bring on Donaldson, to be able to bring on Tate, to be able to bring on a Matasero,
mm.
to bring in Pollard in for his first test cap of 2026, that's a positive because we just don't
Yep.
we with the calendar that the Wallabies have, we play we play All Blacks, South Africa, Argentina. We have some massive tests coming up, and this game time
Mm,
that these guys get, and Tazano is another one. Like he played exceptionally well for 60 minutes or
mm,
65-ish minutes before he got replaced with McWright. I think we will start to see the effects of these substitutions. I know Fergo, you were saying in the call that you would prefer to see them stick with that team and give them as many minutes as possible. But I think that if we do pick up some injuries, which we will on the spring tour, we will see that Donaldson coming in at this point and Meredith getting these minutes. Even though I hope not to see Meredith in a gold jersey again for a year or two, I think we'll reap the rewards of that in the future.
mm. Yeah, I think 3 points that I want to make. Number one, and first and foremost, thank you absolutely to everyone who tuned in to this live stream. It is so cool that we can sit here on a Saturday night and get the likes of all of you who regularly comment on all of our YouTube uploads and interact with us on X, or formerly known as Twitter, and other social medias. It is so awesome, and it's really humbling. And I personally kind of pinch myself to be able to sit here, to be able to chat with you guys and deliver some rugby banter, but also hopefully you guys see a little bit more of what I see in the rugby match when I'm watching it. But for me and Mitch, we are just really appreciative of you guys tuning in. It means a lot for the support that you've given us. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and like we want to do more of this stuff in the future, and so this is sort of our first. This international block is our first toe in the water for that. Lockie was joined with Dane Sherritt from Kick On Rugby for the Wallabies Island game 2 weeks ago, and then this is we didn't weren't able to get a call up last week, and unfortunately with that early kickoff, but this is our second opportunity to do a test match live. So we're hoping to do some more of this in the future. So thank you for joining us for this ride at this point, and yeah, more free sort of coverage of rugby. I think the better in the country because it's so hard to spread the gospel at times. I know we put a lot of effort into it, Fergo. I know you do,
Mm,
and sometimes that's for not a lot of reward, but to be able to do stuff like this and see the community that we're building and see the interaction with fans and that you've got similar thoughts to us is awesome. Hugh Tyndall, he's off.
yeah.
Thanks for
No,
hosting,
it,
Fergo
it
and
really
Mitch.
is.
Thanks for all the chats. See you next game. Appreciate it, Hugh. Always great to have you involved in the rugby community. Fergo, I am
Absolutely.
conscious
Yes.
of time. We've been going for about nearly 2.5 hours. Stands coverage
Yeah.
wrapping up. These blokes are getting paid for it. We're not. Any last
Yeah.
thoughts that you wanted to say before we sort of wrap things up and jump off the stream?
Yeah, I think I just wanted to say, to Jack O'Rourke saying, answering his question, the midfield chips to Jas didn't come off necessarily, but I do think there's something we need to continue. We touched on that absolutely. I just want to rattle through some stats to finish off, actually, just from the players individually here. Lenny Kitao carried 15 times. Josh Cadham carried 15 times. Carlo Tizzano carried 14 times. Line breaks 4 by Harry Potter, which was a game high. Jeremy Williams made 2. Tom Wright made 1. Ross Vincent made 30 tackles. That has got to be a record of some sort at some point. Giulio Marini made 25. Gianmarco Lucchesi, the hooker, made 21. Turnovers lost. Ryan Lonergan lost 3. Max Jorgensen lost 2. Louis Liner lost 2. Turnovers 1. Carlo Tizzano 3. And then dominant tackles, Max Jorgensen 1, along with side Brandon Pangamos and Alan Alatoa. And I think my final point on the game is that there were a lot of people that were fearful and doubting the rotations that were made and the selections that were made this week, and said, we can't win with our best side on the field. Why would we rotate? And I think that Joe Schmidt, I know that we've said the things that we've said about the Italian side not being great, but Joe Schmidt has been absolutely vindicated in making these changes. And I think each and every single one of them, so that's all the way from Brandon Pangamosa starting, and to the likes of Carlo Tizzano starting, Harry Potter starting, Meredith retained at 10. All these decisions, along with Miles Amatissera coming on the bench for his debut cap, have all been vindicated. I thought they all did brilliantly, and it was just so good to be able to see some more Wallabies get some more minutes, and for a new debutant to be able to step onto the scene.
Yeah, no, very well said there, Fergo. I think a lot of people would love to hear us talk about Joe Schmidt. Obviously, if you're tuning into the Stan Sport coverage at the moment, they're speaking with Joe and sort of looking over his tenure as Wallabies coach. Probably not the time right now to dive into that. We are conscious of time.
Definitely not.
Lockie and I are recording a pod tomorrow afternoon, so we might put a post out tomorrow morning to get your thoughts on this game and to Joe Schmidt, because that'll be a big talking point. Fergo, I'm sure you've got content lined up this week to overview the first few
Absolutely.
weeks of
Tomorrow
Nations
morning.
Champs and Joe Schmidt, this test, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think I'll just say a big thank you to everyone for tuning in. Like we said, the numbers are slowly dwindling off, so thank you for everyone for joining us, and tune in. Make sure you're subscribed to all of our channels, X, Instagram, the podcast platforms for Scrumbags, the YouTube channel for Fergo, because we continue to put out content, and this is the first of more to come.
Yeah. So thanks so much, guys. Have a good evening. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time. Bye.